What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Run the North podcast. Happy Halloween, everybody!
Yeah.
We are so excited. We're recording this on Halloween, right after the Thursday night football game. We're very excited. We're all in costume. We're glad we get to do this. Last year when we did this, it was just me and Miller, Banana, and Peter P. Parker. But now we have Geek.
Hello.
And so, obviously, we're all here in costume in support of the holiday. But before we get into some week, what is it? 8 NFL talk and Week 9 preview. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn right.
I think that's.
Something like that. We're gonna talk about football today. Shocker. And before we do, guys, how we doing?
I'm exhausted, man.
Oh yeah.
Long Halloween.
Agreed.
Long Halloween. True, dude. I feel like there's a comic
Either of y'all
book
get
written called that.
trick-or-treaters?
What?
Did either of y'all get trick-or-treaters? I
Well,
didn't get any trick.
I live in the
I
middle
was
of
in the
nowhere,
middle
so
of
no.
nowhere. Did you, Miller?
No, I wasn't home. I was out. So
Well, that's also fair. I was getting a new tattoo. Again, I have a lot of them now. So I was looking, since it's almost November, I was looking, and last year at this time I literally only had one tattoo, and now both arms are full. So
here.
apparently I've had a good year. Wonderful year. I think bro is suffocating.
Jacob Myers over here is going
Oh.
through it.
He went through it. So yeah. Wow, words are hard. So the Texans and Jets played tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Jets won. I don't understand
What's
it.
going on in Houston, dude?
Yeah.
Well, I know the answer.
What?
Everybody's hurt.
No Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
Yeah, Diggs is
Nico
out.
Collins.
Nico's out. So you've got your. Wow, only 3 people had catches. Tank Dell had 6 receptions for $126. Robert Woods had 2 for 44, and Dalton Schultz had 3 for 21.
Damn.
Apparently, John Mechie is, at least currently, not that guy.
Nope.
Same with Xavier Hutchinson. Though, I mean, CJ must not have been too great because he went 11 of 30.
11 of 30.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Weirdly, 11 of 30
No.
for 191 yards.
Football.
Bros. And then you've got Aaron Rodgers, 22 of 32 for 211 and 3 touchdowns. It's a wonder what good receivers will do for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, especially since that one touchdown probably shouldn't have been. Garrett Wilson good at football.
Indeed.
Also,
Confirmed,
guys, I think we fucked up.
What do you mean?
What's up?
Apparently it's not Halloween.
What the fuck are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about, dude?
I'm talking about that
This
was
is the
apparently
Halloween
last
episode.
week. No, the Ravens and the Bengals played tonight.
No, they didn't.
And
They play
we-
next week.
They played way early in the season than they play next week.
No.
Yep.
Well, it is. Well, it is next week.
That's okay. What you just said is
No.
not physically possible. It cannot currently be next week.
Well, it is
is not
currently the
outside.
week
Yeah.
after you think it is. It is not Halloween. Look at the calendar. Look at your phone. Right
My
now.
phone's charging, idiot.
Well, how am I the idiot?
Wait,
I don't know.
wait,
Miller, don't tell me he's right.
bro.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
You see that?
Yeah,
I pulled
that's.
the Michael Myers mask out of my trunk for this.
I'm sorry,
Really?
huh?
Yeah, I mean it was in my trunk.
Yeah, you just be
Yeah.
wearing it on the low.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm gonna not be in
Yeah, I'm
costume
gonna-
anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna change.
All
All
right,
right,
somebody
somebody-
hold down the fort. Who's talking?
I
All
was
right, I
just gonna
guess
say
it's me.
that. Miller's
You guys
talking.
go. You guys
okay,
go, and then
okay,
I'll leave and you two talk. I can yap for a bit. Ah, wait. Well, Miller had nothing to do because he lost his toga. Bro's still got his earring in though.
It's not an earring. It was a paper clip that was attached to the helmet.
Oh, well, it sure looked like it was attached to your ear.
It did. It did the way it came
That was
out.
pretty impressive. All right,
No, see, it's paper clips holding the wings up.
we committed to that bit really hard. You two enjoy discussing things. I'll be right back.
All right. So how are we starting this or continuing this? I guess.
Well, we already kind of talked about Texans Jets.
Yeah, we did. We also have to cover the trade deadline because that would have passed.
Yeah, let's talk about the trade deadline because so much happened.
Well, I mean, what?
Uh,
Hold on, we can start with the trades that already got made, right? Like we know about Roy Robertson Harris going to the Seahawks. That's fine. Tay to the Jets, we talked about. Amari Cooper to the Browns, or Amari Cooper to the Bills, excuse me, we talked about. What else? The Vikings got Cam Akers again.
2 years in a row, we
Word.
traded for Cam Akers at the deadline. We also got Cam Robinson.
Yeah,
We
you
did
did
two
get that.
things.
D Hop to the Chiefs.
That one's illegal.
What?
That one should be illegal.
I see.
after what we've
Chiefs.
seen now, yes.
Oh, Geek, just to fill you in, since we are a week past where we thought we were, the trade deadline happened, so we're looking over what happened.
Oh,
Uh,
how much are we committing to this bit? Do I make this next part a bit, or do we be real
I'm
about
going the
it?
whole episode.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, if we're a week late, that means the election happened.
oh no, we have
Dear
to.
God.
Or this is a sports podcast. The
Yeah,
only politics we've ever,
literally
only
every other
politics we've
sport,
ever talked
every
is
other
when
sports
me and
college,
Miller
the
is
sports
when-
podcast
yeah.
has brought it up though.
The only time we ever talked about politics on the show is when me and Miller kept calling Geek Michelle Obama. So,
So, are you
and
leaving this part in?
Yeah.
all right.
Yes,
Okay,
I
well, then I
am.
guess I can't. There's no bit I can commit to.
Oh,
You've
you
killed it.
can. I
No,
haven't.
it's too late.
It's not.
No,
No,
I don't
but-
know. What moves are notable here? The Cowboys overpaid out the ass for Jonathan.
Yeah, what the
Mingo.
fuck? They paid more for Jonathan Mingo than they did originally for Amari
Hey,
Cooper.
excuse me. They liked him in college.
I don't fucking
I like
care.
him.
He's
Listen, I like
ass in the
Jonathan Mingo in
NFL.
college. I'm not giving up more than a seventh.
Like,
Hey,
he's
excuse me.
ass. He's ass.
He has what 14 career receiving yards in the
Yeah,
3 years he's
something.
been in the league.
Oh yeah, boys, what do we think about the hockey jersey?
It's a hockey jersey.
Speaking of hockey, me and Geek's hockey
Hockey,
teams are
hockey.
playing right now as we
Oh,
speak.
are they?
Ooh.
Who's winning?
1-1.
Let's go.
1-1. Max and Celebrini just tied it up.
We're both super mid.
That's
Uh,
our boy,
Uh,
baby.
hey, Jake,
It's not tied anymore, is it?
not even
I'm
kind of.
Well, what is it now?
3-1, the Wild are winning.
It was literally 1-1 when I put my phone down right before we recorded this episode. Or started recording this episode. Malcolm Celebrini
It's
had
been
just tied it up.
10 minutes. There's still 5 minutes left in the second period, but it is 3-1.
All right. That's it.
I just want to throw out the internet lied. Jonathan Mingo actually has 539 yards in 2 years.
Well, he has 14
Not
receiving yards
good.
this year.
No, he has
That's the stat.
121.
Was
What?
that after
Oh.
this last week, though? Because didn't he have a decent week?
I don't.
I don't think he had that many yards this week.
I was
Well,
gonna say he'd have to have 90 some yards.
against the
Not gonna lie,
Saints,
I didn't
definitely
even-
possible.
I didn't even see what the Packers ended up getting for Preston Smith, but Preston Smith got
Seventh.
traded to the Steelers. All right.
Oh,
Well,
no. Jonathan Mingo had 0
Didn't
for
have a
0.
yard.
All right.
yeah,
Man, when you cannot
um,
see the field over guys like David Moore, you're a bad football player.
But yeah, Preston Smith got traded to the Steelers. Khalil Herbert got traded to the
Bengals.
Miller, help me out. Bengals.
He got
Did
one
not
carry
play
tonight and fumbled
tonight.
it.
Oh, did he? He did?
Really?
Yeah, he bobbled the handoff and dove on it, and then they didn't let him back in.
I was gonna say that's why I didn't see him because I started watching after the first quarter.
Yeah, he was a healthy scratch for the last 3 weeks.
The
so
big
bro
one I
had
think is
ball.
obviously Marshawn Lattimore's on the move to Washington for a third and maybe a later
third,
round pick.
fourth, and sixth.
Yeah, I mean, no reason not to just go all in, and to make a move like this. Desperately need help on defense. Don't really have a solid. They don't have a true lockdown one, and obviously
They
that's
have
what Marshawn Lattimore is.
they have one startable corner on their team outside of
Yes.
Lattimore, and they're playing him out of position. So like
Right.
they needed a
They
corner.
needed it
and
bad.
Not only that, but Dan Quinn's a very like heavy man coverage play caller.
Mm-hmm.
Can't call it with the corners he has right now. Lattimore is one of the best press man corners in the league when he's healthy.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense.
7-2, super young
Rookie
quarterback.
contract, yeah.
Everything is working
Yeah.
for them, despite the fact that they shouldn't have been this good so far this year, right? And so
They've
I
had a
think they're kind
lot of guys step up that
surprised
nobody
themselves.
expected.
Yes.
So-
yeah.
Dan Quinn.
So-
I don't want to say it too early, but I think the hire is really, really working out.
It's looking good for
This
now,
is-
for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays that way. I mean, I don't know. It's super interesting because I don't know if this really is raising their ceiling this year.
Look at
But Lattimore's young enough that it's okay.
I was gonna
But,
say
like-
he's only 28.
Right. But, so I totally understand the trade. And if it's there, you've got to pull the trigger. But,
Right. I was gonna say I think this is less of a we think he's going to make us a contender right now, and more of a let's get him now, get him implemented into Quinn's defense,
Yeah.
and reload this offseason, build around Jaden, take advantage of this rookie contract, and make Lattimore the first of many moves that's going to set us up for
And-
next year and
and
the
I
next
mean,
couple.
he definitely helps for this year because, I mean, the NFC is so wide open. I know Detroit looks unstoppable right now, but they're so not. Like, I don't think they're unstoppable. I think.
I've yet
Go
to
ahead.
see what can. I was gonna say I've yet to see what can stop them.
They've-
I mean, I don't like it as much as you
No,
don't.
but okay, but here's the thing. They've lost games. They've been down in the last 2 minutes of games. There are things that can beat them. They can be beat. They're not this unstoppable force. There are multiple teams who have shown that they could beat them. I'm trying to
Who's the
remember who the
Lions
first team they
lost to?
lost to.
Like obviously, yeah, they've lost ball games, but I don't.
Well, only one.
Oh yeah,
They almost
Wasn't
lost to Minnesota, but I know. Oh, and then
Tampa.
the Tampa. So the two teams that played them closest are two teams they will for sure see in the playoffs. Wonderful. So the two teams that can get Detroit are two teams Detroit has to get through. Good. That's good for
The
the
only
NFL.
thing-
Still
I mean,
see
yeah,
Tampa
I
in the
agree.
playoffs.
But
There's a lot of injuries down there.
That's
in
true.
Tampa Bay,
Uh,
and
Yeah.
the Falcons are kind of run away with it, so I don't really know.
are they?
And the
aren't they
NFC North is
tied?
really good. The Falcons just beat them. I don't think there's no way they have the same record. And the Bucks lost this
no,
past
the
week to
Falcons are up
Chiefs.
higher. You right. You right.
Yeah.
They
But
shouldn't have
with
lost
way
the
N-
Chiefs, but we'll
the
talk
way
to
the
that
NFC
in a second.
North looks,
Yeah.
I don't think a second team from the NFC South is getting in. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
Definitely
guys,
not.
The whole
So-
4 teams in the NFC North look great. Such a great division.
with as good as
So
3/4 of the NFC North looks.
Well, and that's the other thing
Um,
is that the Niners and Cardinals and Seahawks also still exist. And then the Eagles,
I think
like,
I mean, at this rate, only one of those NFC West teams is probably
right,
gonna end
because
up
I think the
making it.
Eagles, right now, your division winners, at least probably, are Falcons, Lions, Commanders, thank you. And then take your pick in the NFC West. I'm going to say Cardinals just because I like Kyler the most out of all of the players on all of the teams there. But
Yeah.
let's say it's the Cardinals. Your wild card teams are going to be what? Green Bay, Minnesota, and Philly. Not in that order. I'm just listing teams.
Either that or like Minnesota, Philly, and somebody else. could
Right.
come back.
Maybe the Niners do that thing that they do every year and turn it around. I don't know if I see it
Yeah.
right now.
But the Packers are
They could.
the Packers kind of missing the playoffs at like 11-6.
That's true.
So, like I don't.
The Vikings have
I don't
this
think-
thing where they have the tiebreakers over a lot of NFC teams right now. So good.
I think it would be so funny if the Lions are the only team from our division to make the playoffs.
I don't think
after
it's
all that.
possible.
After all this week, after all,
I don't
this-
think it's
this
possible.
talk we've had.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Listen, we're halfway through the season. I'm sure mathematically there's a way. Not saying it's
There is.
likely.
I'm
Like, let me rephrase that. I think there has to be a way, but I don't think it's a way that's
Right.
going to happen. Like,
I guess.
with
I
any
mean, it's definitely
chance.
mathematically possible, but it's very unlikely.
I just think it would be
The
really
likelihood
funny.
is still 3 NFC North teams. And I want to say the other one could figure it out, but I know that they can't, and it's not because of the players. It's because the ownership won't move on from the coaching. And so,
We'll get to that. I don't want to be sad yet.
100%.
But,
What
so
else?
let me ask you guys,
Oh,
guys, this real quick
yeah.
with the Lattimore thing. How do we feel about this on the Saints side?
I hope this is a sign that they're willing to rebuild the correct way now. I have
Definitely.
no faith, but you would hope that this is the sign that they're finally going to do it the right way and start moving on from these very talented players that aren't going to get you anywhere because your team sucks.
I was gonna say, I think trading away your best player at the deadline is kind of a telltale sign that you're waving a
hope
white
so.
flag.
I hope so.
I know it's the Saints,
What
but
sucks is they have still single-handedly the worst cap situation going into next year. So they have to
Yeah.
continue to extend Tyrann Mathieu, and they have to extend Cam Jordan again. And they just extended Alvin Kamara for no fucking reason at all. And
yeah,
you have to keep making these dumb moves. Whether he plays for you or not, which you know he will, you are paying Derek Carr $57 million next year. At least I think that was the number.
LOL.
Like, dude, I never hated Derek Carr, but that contract was dumb from the beginning.
Yeah.
So stupid. Like, I get you want to pretend that you still got a chance, so you give Carr a year or two, fine. But 4 years with real money in those last 2 is stupid as hell. Like, that's brain dead. Even Kirk didn't get real money in his final year of a 4-year deal. And Kirk has pretty much always been a better quarterback. Like, the Saints are just the dumbest.
Yeah.
Any other trade deadline stuff we gotta talk about before we hop into the game?
Do we want to talk about how much we hate our teams for not doing more?
I was gonna say we skipped over
That's pretty-
the Zadarius Smith trade. I think that's pretty notable.
It'll be notable for a week, and then it won't be notable again.
Yeah.
I disagree.
So you haven't
I
watched
don't-
Zadarius Smith in 5 years.
I don't think Zadarius Smith is going to be a starter on this team.
Oh.
I'm saying it because I think Zadarius Smith is just going to be a designated like third and long pass rusher, so they can preserve him for the playoffs, and so they don't have to deal with the whole "I'm here to rush the passer, not play the run" bullshit that he pulls all the time.
See, but then he's
I- like-
still just going to be useful for that one playoff game, and then he'll be asked the rest of them. That's Big
Well,
Z. Me and Jake
That
know
one
this from
playoff game could be
experience.
important. No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like people, I just feel like this is a really interesting trade because, yeah, I know Zadarius Smith doesn't exactly have the best reputation that precedes him, but considering the Lions have one viable pass rusher
Right.
and it is their nose tackle,
Yeah.
it's good that they went and did something. And you throw a 5th rounder away, whatever.
Right. Especially
know,
when
it's-
your window is right now. So, like,
Yeah.
this is the time to waste a 5th rounder.
I'm just saying, like, I think if they go that route with him and don't expect him to be a 3-down player at any point, and just expect him to be check in on pass rushing downs, go get the quarterback, I think this trade could pay like really good.
I hope
dividends
so
for them.
much that he is out there every down on Sunday. This isn't a,
Well,
I
I
hope
mean,
you're
I
wrong so I can
agree.
laugh at you. I just hope you're wrong so the Lions are dumb.
No, I mean I agree. I don't want the Lions to benefit. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I think there's a world where this
That's-
works out very well.
That's fair. I'm just shocked that the Packers. Well, I want to say I'm shocked the Packers didn't do more, but this is the Packers. I'm shocked the Bears didn't do more either way.
I'm not.
I could
No,
have
I'm not
seen
either.
well, I think there's a few guys I could have seen them moving on from. I could have seen a team giving you something for Keenan. Teams gave up
I don't
something for
think-
Mike Williams, who is worse at
Right.
everything.
But I don't think the Bears want to move on from any of their like actual offensive
See-
core because they're still banking on Caleb's development. Listen, I'm
Sure,
not
but
saying I
Keenan's
agree
been
with it.
useless. I'm just saying,
I
like,
know.
this would have been your moment to like, okay, let's
Right, no.
let's recoup and set up for next year.
Right, I'm not defending it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying I'm 99% sure that's their thought process. I didn't say I'm glad
No, I
they
know.
didn't. I just said I'm not surprised.
I guess I don't know
'Cause,
if
like,
there was anybody
there's
else worth getting rid of.
the only player on this team that they could have gotten rid of that they apparently got calls on and couldn't get anything for was Nate Davis. But like other than that, there's no one on this team you're actively shopping.
Sure.
And in terms of bringing in talent, I don't think Poles wants to bring in any new players until he knows what the fuck's happening at head coach next year.
Yeah.
Because at
Yeah,
this point, I'm fully convinced Poles isn't married to Eberflus, and it was like forced
actually,
upon
did you
him.
see? I don't know I don't know how reliable Adam Rank is in the NFL world, but he came on and said today that sources close to the Bears told him that Flus is undoubtedly coming back no matter what happens.
I don't believe that for a
So
second, dude.
that's what I mean.
I
Again,
sure
I don't know how
hope so.
reliable. I don't know how reliable Adam Rank is, but that's just what he said on his show today. Was that sources are telling him that no matter what happens, Flus is going to be their coach next year.
Well, Adam Rank also would pick the Bears to beat the Chiefs today. Like if they played tomorrow, he would pick the Bears over the Chiefs. So I
Mhm.
take anything that man says with a grain of salt.
Yes.
Adam
As
Rank
far
is
as the Packers
Cornwall.
go, I I don't know. Maybe adding another corner alongside Jair would have been good, but you know, I don't think we were gonna win the Lattimore sweepstakes, and I don't even know who else is on the
Apparently,
block for that.
the
Davius White.
Chiefs were in on the Lattimore sweepstakes, which is
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, I'm
sad
not
the
ready to
Chiefs
move
didn't
off
get
of
him.
anybody on the Packers offense.
Fair.
You know, they're all so young. They're all so young, dude. Like,
What about
they're- like
Elgton?
Watson?
Because he's hitting 30.
Yeah, well, Elgton also has to play center right now because
Ah.
Josh Myers is out. So trading him away would
Fair.
probably end Jordan Love's life. Currently.
Fair.
So Elgton would have been the only guy, but like any of the skill position guys, they're all so young except for Jacobs. So no reason to trade him. He's been great and everything like that. So yeah, on the defensive side of the ball, I don't know. I just trade Jair to get him out of the locker room. But other than that, that's I don't know. Preston Smith is a good move off. He's a veteran. He's old. They, might as well get something for him. Maybe no. I don't even know. There's no corners. Anybody
Trey White.
anybody would want.
Oh,
Trey
I'm
White.
just saying from
No,
the
from
Packers. I don't
you.
think anybody would have wanted anybody but Jair. Like nobody's calling about Eric Stokes or anything. So.
hey, if
That
it was
is, or
Madden, I
Keyshawn
might.
Nixon. or Keyshawn Nixon, unless somebody really needs a returner for some reason.
Oh yes, our
but-
Super Bowl window's not open until we trade for
Yeah.
Keyshawn Nixon to be a returner.
Precisely, So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I don't.
true.
Really, I'm not really surprised they didn't do anything, nor did I think they had to, other than maybe trading for another corner alongside Jair.
Minnesota confused me because like they did 2 trades at the deadline, which is more than literally everybody else. I don't know why. I still kind of thought more was coming with a lot of what Kwesi had said. And probably the answer was we don't have a lot of picks this year. And a lot of teams aren't going to like the trades I was more realistically looking at, like the big name one that I thought was realistic was JC Horn. Who's realistic because it's a contract year, and I doubt he wants to go back to Carolina. And Minnesota has the money where they could keep JC Horn long term because of the JJ contract. Rookie contract quarterbacks are helpful. But we don't have much draft capital this year, like 2025 draft. So you're sending picks 2 years in the future, and a lot of teams don't want to trade right now players for picks 2 years from now. So I think that's kind of what happened there. That's my assumption, is they tried, but there just wasn't a lot out there. I also would bet Kwesi was one of the people calling about Nate Davis. Not even kidding.
I wish you guys would have taken him. I really do.
I think he's called a lot of people about a lot of guards because actually, I don't know if he would have called about Nate Davis. I know he was calling about centers because Bradbury's going to cost us the season again in a playoff game. I'm telling you this now. He almost cost us a fucking Colts game, bro. How do you
You can
almost?
have Josh
Ugh.
Myers.
Honestly,
You're
it
welcome.
would be an upgrade.
It would be, but
Like,
Listen,
not much isn't an upgrade over Bradbury right now.
if after everything with the Vikings this year, Bradbury gets them knocked out of the playoffs in the first round, I'm buying a jersey.
That's
yeah,
valid.
fair. Fair.
I don't think it would be a first round exit unless we like played. I'm trying to think who that would be. If we went up against Washington first round, I could see it because Allen and Payne would fucking murder him.
The Payne train.
I'm trying to think of who else in the playoff picture has a guy that could do that.
Kenny Clark.
Yeah, but there's no world
This
where
would be
we're
an
a first round
interior
matchup. I guess the Vikings can still win the division, but it's very unlikely.
If Philly ends up winning their division, any
Carter,
of their guys.
yeah.
Kevin Carter, Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
Um,
Philly, Washington are
Milton
the two.
Williams.
Milton Bay, yeah. Aleem McNeil from Detroit.
See,
Yeah.
Aleem actually didn't have that good of a game against him.
Andrew
I-
Billings.
I do think in a playoff atmosphere, Andrew Billings is out for the season. He tore his pec.
And I think,
Didn't know that.
well, I also think the actual way you fix the interior of our offensive line again, after Kevin O'Connell said at halftime of the Rams game, which I guess we can pivot to, no, we're not pivoting to that week. That's 2 weeks ago. I'm on drugs. I'm on drugs. It's fine. That was 3 weeks ago. I'm on drugs. But after the conversation at halftime against the Colts, I am so losing it. Of him just straight up saying that, like, our interior needs to be better and then not benching Ed Ingram right then and there. That pisses me off a little. Dalton Reisner needs to be our starting right guard. Leave Brandel in at left guard and fire Ed Ingram into the sun. Motherfucker stepped on Sam Darnold's foot this week. That's now 3 times he has stepped on a quarterback's foot. I don't understand how you can have that little spatial awareness at the snap.
Well, I mean, if what happened to him in college is true, it's not surprising he doesn't, or it's not surprising to me that he doesn't understand personal space.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well,
I
let's
don't
talk about-
forget, but I call Ed Ingram heinous things for so many other reasons. I also
And the
forget
only
he's.
reason I say if is because I know nothing about the situation.
Yeah,
I just know
yeah.
he had some sort of.
Oh, I've just
accusation,
assumed he's a piece of shit since I heard the accusation. Don't care if it's true or not.
which is fair. I just don't even remember what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I know it's something touchy, but
Yeah. But yeah, I was hoping we'd do something and we didn't. That's all I got. So what game are we talking about first?
it's Panthers.
LOL.
Panthers 23, Saints 22. Guys, I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
What?
And you murder me, kill me, do whatever you must. Yell at me. I will sit here and take it. I think that number 9 in Carolina is still gonna be their guy.
I was actually gonna
I-
say the hope's
Yeah.
kind of back.
I think that I have not
also-
given up on Bryce Young yet. I can't.
The pick that
I
he threw
cannot
had
do it.
me. I don't know. I was happy. I thought it was just a big play, and then I looked up and I'm like, "How the Saints get the ball?" That was such a
Xavier
perfect
Leggett
throw. But Xavier
selling.
Leggett just at the catch point kind
Xavier
of sucks.
Leggett's selling. I don't know who ripped it away from him. Don't care.
Xavier Leggett
Selling.
is really good at a lot of other things, though. If the catch point is your biggest issue, that's fixable, and I'm not that concerned. So yes, it sucks, but whatever. But outside of that, Bryce looked so good. I mean, obviously, he didn't look like fucking Jaden Daniels has this year, or like CJ
No, but-
Stroud did last year. But he, compared to, look at where we started this year with Bryce Young, with him not being able to do anything and being the worst quarterback in football by far. This is a real quarterback who's shown real development now. The benching might have
games
actually
like
worked
this-
for him.
Games like this
Yeah.
are gonna really build his confidence. You can kind of see it in his face after the game.
I was gonna say he was so happy,
Oh,
man.
I think that's his first win in the NFL, obviously, and so big
I don't-
time.
I don't think that's true.
That's
It
what
is.
they said that it was his first. I guess
No, the first time he had
okay.
victory formation.
I thought it was his first win in the NFL. They won 2 games last year.
Yeah, and I think he
I don't
started
think he
both.
started either of them. Oh, maybe.
I don't know now. Now I'm looking. Hold on. No, he started 16 games last year. So
Yeah,
they-
well, I'm not going to use that as a source.
no, but he started 16 games in their 2-14 season. So he started all 16. So yeah,
There's a stat
Good
news
15,
is saying
you
he's
mean?
3-19.
that would be correct.
Shocking.
Interesting.
Stat
Well,
news
no.
is right.
It's not.
Oh yeah, because remember
He's
last year
3-17.
he beat Houston last year. Remember the 1-2, the one actually won.
Yeah.
Because he beat Stroud. And then
They beat somebody else.
he beat the Falcons in week 15.
That
That makes
also
sense.
tracks.
Yeah.
But I'm back
Um,
in. Bryce Young could be him. Could be.
Could be. Yeah. I don't care.
Derek Carr, it might not
They're
be
so
him.
bad. They're so bad, dude. This team sucks.
To be fair to Derek Carr, just a little bit.
Mm-mm.
There's who's he supposed to throw to? Cedric Wilson, wide receiver 1 season. Jawan
Well, he
Johnson,
got Olave hurt.
It's his fault.
was it? I didn't
No,
actually
excuse
see the play.
Threw a complete hospital ball and almost killed Chris Olave.
Yeah,
He gets
it
no
was
sympathy or excuses.
really bad.
It's all his fault. He's the
Well,
entire
I didn't
reason
even
why this
realize
team sucks.
Olave played in this game. I'm not gonna lie. So
Yeah.
I really thought he was out there with Jawan Johnson, Cedric Wilson, and MVS. And it's like, you know what?
Well,
No,
Let's cut the guy a little slack because that receiving room.
no, I do fear that. Actually,
Looks
never mind. I
like
can't
the
make
wicked.
that joke in Trump's America.
Wow.
I think Jalen Coker is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was right
Uh,
about Jalen Coker.
I don't
Davion Sanders
think I know
breakout
who that
game,
is.
too.
Like I
Jalen
don't
Coker
like going
receiver.
into the
Holy
year. I
cross
don't think I
last year.
knew who Coker was.
Yeah, he was one
Yeah,
of my
Holy Cross.
late round guys,
Nice.
and
Where
it's
did I
paying
have-
off.
Oh, one of those
Yeah,
things
and
where we
it's-
all watched players that the other had never heard of. Because
Well,
when
to
you
be
get
fair,
to that
Coker
end,
went to Holy Cross.
right?
So like, but yeah, no, I watched him too. I had a 6th round grade on him. I liked him.
Yeah, but yeah,
I-
Panthers win.
I worry about the Panthers
Fair.
moving forward just because their defense has one player and a bunch of guys who probably don't belong in the NFL.
Yeah, we
Listen,
knew that.
the rest of this year is just, can we make Bryce happy? And then if
Right.
they can, they move on without a 2nd round pick.
Yeah,
Fucking Miller.
yeah. Panthers
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I have to
Games
be happy where I
22.
can.
That's fair.
Panthers are 2-7 now. They've won their second game.
Did you,
Um,
did you guys see was it Cam Jordan and JC Horn getting into it on Twitter?
there's a lot of Twitter talk.
Really.
Cam Jordan, after the game, he tweeted out and he was like, "Sorry, Saints fans, y'all deserve better. That's one we should have had." And then I think it was JC Horn. I could be wrong.
It
Quote
was.
tweeted was like, "Don't we have the same record now?"
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And
he
then,
did. Yeah.
Kalen Saunders
Oh.
tweeted out, if that was a college ball, it would have been called the Cottonelle Doo Doo Bowl. We just lost the Doo Doo Bowl.
Dude, Cam Jordan's exact tweet was, "We just lost to the Panthers. I love y'all, New
Yeah.
Orleans.
It-
Truly had higher expectation and the best hopes for us. Y'all deserve it." I think he thought he
JC
was
Horn
getting
just
traded
came-
because that was another one I had said for.
Probably.
That was another one I had said for Minnesota. Like,
JC
go
Horn
add a
just came from
defensive
the top
lineman.
rope. Hey, bro, we got the same record.
And we got the same record, or I'm tripping, man.
But,
watch out.
Yeah. So yeah, funny Twitter moments at least gave that game a little bit of life.
Oh,
Commanders 27, Giants 22.
Yeah, you know what didn't have any fucking life?
the Giants.
offense.
Washington's secondary.
Oh, you know what has life now?
Washington's secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
And
reason
Quinn
they went and got
Sawed.
Lattimore.
Yeah. And Quinn.
He saw
and-
Theo Johnson go for 51 in a tud, and he was like,
So-
"All right."
Who?
Wide receiver.
Rookie-
Sorry,
I
tight end
know,
out
I
of
just-
Minnesota. Yeah,
it was too open for.
Did you just say Minnesota?
he's Minnesota. Where he's from,
Jake,
right?
Jake, he went to your Penn State Nittany Lions.
Who am I thinking of?
You're
Who was the Minnesota
Minnesota.
Titan
You're
this
thinking
year?
of Brevin
Oh,
Spanford.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting them mixed up. Yeah, sorry. Theo Johnson is a Nittany Lion. I don't
Big
care.
fan.
Tyler Warren.
Fake.
Tyler Warren is.
Big fan.
Listen, buddy. Tyler Warren's gonna be the best tight end in the NFL in 3 years. So
Big
who cares?
fan.
All right, bro.
Also, to be fair, you don't watch college football. You don't care about college football. And you
I
can't
watch a
call me a
little
fake
bit.
college football
I do
fan.
watch West Virginia games.
I unfortunately watched Penn State's game against Ohio State this past
I
week.
just watch West Virginia. I don't give a rat's.
Um,
No, that's not true. I watched Ohio State play Western, or not Ohio State, NIU play Western Michigan the other night,
Action,
and
baby.
watched
Oh,
their
dude.
fullback put on a
Action,
fucking
baby.
master class.
Action, baby.
Brock
So,
Lampy
I
is
think-
the truth.
It might be time for me to. We need to just declare Jaden Daniels as special. I know Terry
He's
McLaurin
really
played in
good,
this
dude.
game, but Terry McLaurin wasn't one of his 4 best receivers in this game. He had the 2 touchdowns, but bro's out here letting Noah Brown and Olamide Zacchaeus be his top 2 targets.
Noah Brown was solid for the Texans last year.
I know.
I
Noah
was gonna
Brown
say,
was
Noah Brown's
well. Noah
good.
Brown was weird. He would suck. 200-yard game. Suck 200-yard game.
In those games where Tank Dell was hurt last year,
Yeah.
he was a big factor for him.
That was the problem. He was only succeeding in that specific role
yeah,
because Noah Brown in Houston, the only way they would throw it to him is, hey, go run a crossing route. Anything else, fuck you. You don't exist. But crossing routes, every time,
Precisely.
25
Yep.
yards.
I forgot
yeah,
Washington
man.
had Jeremy Chin.
dude.
Yeah.
Also, which
Commanders
corner
are-
were you saying was their only NFL level corner?
Sanders still.
Okay. You don't
Rookie
like
out of
St. Just?
Michigan. No, St. Just has been big dog
Oh,
ass.
has he? I
is
haven't
a-
watched a
Yes.
ton. What about?
Wait,
you're not a big Noah Igbenogany guy?
No, I can't say I'm a big Noah Igbenogany guy.
Damn.
Hopefully Lattimore being here means we'll never see Emmanuel Forbes play football again. That would be-
True.
Whoa. Okay.
would
Don't
be
bully
true.
Emmanuel Forbes.
He's
It's
skinny and
terrible.
bad at football.
Yeah, but he was
Terrible.
kind
Uncle
to
was
the
mean to
Bears.
me. But his uncle was mean to me.
Who gives a fuck? Don't
I do.
don't punish him for his uncle's sins. That's not how this works.
Don't care. Him and Amari DiMercado, I hate them because their family members were mean to me on Twitter.
And that's why I'm
Wait.
glad Amari bullied the Bears.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amari gave you even more reason to hate him.
I was
after
gonna
this
say
week.
he definitely
Jeez.
was like, "I bet Miller football's watching today" as he ran
Amari
into the end zone.
DiMercado does not know who Miller football is.
He
Do
does.
not
What
kid
would-
yourself.
He does.
What would you have done if after that long touchdown before
He
the
pulled
half,
up
he
his
pulled
shirt and it said
jersey
"Fuck
and-
Miller football"?
yeah, it just said F Miller
I'd take a
football.
picture of it, post it on Twitter, and say subscribe to the YouTube. Free publicity.
Yeah. That would have been so funny if you just pulled it up and it had a picture of you in like the Peter B. Parker costume. Like F Miller football.
Free publicity. Free
Oh,
publicity.
God.
Because every
be
American at that moment would say, "Who's Miller football?" And then they'd find
And
out.
then they'd look it up, and then I'd
They'd
gain
find
thousands
out.
of subs. And
Probably.
they'd be like, wow,
Um,
fullback content?
But yeah, the Commanders
Fullback?
are good, and
Yeah.
no denying that at this point. Dan Quinn's doing a good job as a head coach. Jaden Daniels is really good. They've-
Ooh.
Yeah.
Chris Manhurts had a touchdown. That makes me happy.
Brian Dable just decided to run
Oh.
only read options today.
Well,
By
because
the way-
Daniel Jones can't do anything else. He's dumb.
Guess what the fucking Giants whipped out in this game?
The wing T.
The fucking wing T.
That's how you
Oh.
know your quarterback is so
Unironically,
ass.
they ran the wing T. They handed the ball off to Darius
Man.
Slayton, who was lined up as a wing back, and he got 8 yards on a run.
How
And they
how
weren't the
bad
only
can your
team to do
quarterback
it this
be?
week.
Brian Dable. Man.
Who else
He
did
just-
There
it?
were
Is my
the Buccaneers.
interesting?
Team with no quarterback, team with no receivers.
Yeah,
Right.
that that tracks
Real
actually.
football, real football, real
Hi.
ball, real hoops,
All right, chill.
Anyway.
ethical ball.
Non-ethical ball.
Moving on to
The mid-off.
maybe the most random 61-yard kick ever made. Tyler Bass sends the Bills to a 30-27 victory after missing an extra point earlier in the game and missing like 2 extra points already the season prior, and just
Bass
being a
kind of
bad
sucks
kicker.
now, but hey,
John
Yeah.
McDermott said, "Hey, go out there and just bang a 61-yarder through."
and he
And
did
he
it.
said, "Okay."
Bro saw
and he did
Haley
it.
Steinfeld up in the box and locked in.
Real.
No, this game bugged me. It was the most every play is a screen pass or a check down, boring motherfucking football game of all time. I hate Josh Allen is really good at one thing, and that's chucking it. And I get so offended when he's not allowed to do that because his team is ass. But don't worry, they're
I have a-
7-2,
I have a
so it's a
fun
good
question.
football team.
Are either of you looking at the Bills' offensive box score?
I'm looking at the
No.
Dolphins box score.
Who was the Bills' leading receiver this week? Does anybody know?
What's the running back's name? Davis. Is that even the right last name?
Was it Ray
Ray
Davis?
Davis. Thank
It
you.
was Ray Davis. 2 catches for 70 yards.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I was gonna say Matt Collins.
And
He
Ray
did have a
Davis.
touchdown though.
And
Yeah.
the Dolphins.
It's so
But
funny.
yeah.
You like vehemently hated this game though, Geek, because I watched this during the 1 o'clock slate and I had quite a bit of fun
How?
because the blocking was just
Ah.
gorgeous across the board. Miami up front was great. Ingold had a big day. Buffalo's blocking up front was good. Josh Allen had the most Josh Allen play that's ever Josh Allen. The
Oh.
like 2-yard touchdown pass to Quentin Morris, the tight end, where he was like fading back and he was just like, third tight end, fuck it, and like threw it up and bro came down with it. Like it was a fun game. I liked it.
Mythical football.
I
Yeah.
It
no,
was
I just
mythical football.
for Josh Allen specifically, I like to see Josh Allen run because he's an idiot and that makes it fun. And I like to see him just chuck it. And he did neither of those things in this game. So it's a bad football game. Josh Allen wasn't allowed to be Josh Allen. You made him Jared Goff, and that makes me upset.
Geek when Josh Allen perfectly manages a game and wins it.
Yeah, fuck this guy. That's not his game.
How dare he do what's best for his team and
Yeah,
allow them
fuck
to
what's best for your team. Play your game.
See, this is
I'm not a
Also-
Bills
you're
fan.
describing.
So
Well,
you're
the other
describing
side
is
of
the
that-
exact reason why the Bills will never win the Super Bowl with Josh Allen.
So,
Yes.
do either of you have the Dolphins
I just closed
stats
it, man.
pulled up from this game?
No,
I do.
I'm looking at the Bills now.
I did, but I didn't look at any of them other than Tua.
Okay. So,
So.
do you guys know who their lowest receiver was this week?
Jalen
Like he
Waddle.
actually caught the ball.
Jalen Waddle, yeah, he had like a -1 yards and a touchdown, right?
2 receptions for -4 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
do
he,
that?
I saw
Ethical
that
ball.
on Instagram. Yeah.
Yo,
Ethical
Odell
ball.
had 3 catches. You know, we should have talked about him. Why didn't the Dolphins trade Odell?
Because he's like a perfect fit for their offense.
Yeah, but I don't care because their offense is pointless
One,
and their whole team needs to
Perfect
be.
fit for their offense. 2, nobody wants him.
Literally anybody would want him. Somebody,
I wouldn't want him.
No, sir.
well, yeah, Miller, that's because you hate Odell. He could be prime Odell and you wouldn't give up a 7th for him. You don't count.
Well, yeah, because I don't own a football team.
Well, that's also it's really stupid,
Dang.
but fair.
Sorry.
That's
I know Goodell hates
gonna-
those gun celebrations.
true.
bad.
I honestly am shocked the second tonight's game. Who's that receiver?
Richard Judge?
Wallace, the receiver on the Ravens.
Kylan Wallace.
Uh-huh. The second big catch I saw him make, he stood up and pointed for the first down like that, and I'm like, oh god, they're gonna throw a flag. Yes,
Ugh.
shooting Miller.
Yeah, so Bills win.
The Dolphins are an
Geek's least
unserious
favorite
football team.
Game.
Oh God,
Fire
Malik
the-
Washington sighting. How did I miss that?
Can we just fire the entire Dolphins? GM, coaches, every player, they need a restart. This is like maybe the
Yes.
worst constructed team, and it's
They
so unserious.
should- So the Dolphins should fire Mike McDaniel and trade Alec Ingold to the Bears, and then Mike McDaniel should be forced to become the run game coordinator in Chicago.
Just the run game coordinator, though. Okay.
What do you
I
mean by
also
force?
the most
What does that-
important
what does that
one.
look
At
like?
gunpoint by me.
The most important one. They should like trade Tyreek Hill.
To be clear, Mike
let me
McDaniel,
be
down
clear.
on his luck, sitting at home with his family. He hears a on his door. He thinks, "Oh, what could this be about?" He opens the door, and there stands David Miller with a Glock. And he says, "Sir, you need to come with me immediately. You're going to Chicago." And he says, "What for?" And Miller says, "You're going to coordinate our run game." And he's just gonna. I'm assuming, being the football guy that he is, he'll say yes. We'll get in
Yeah.
the car with Miller.
And if he
They'll-
doesn't say yes,
they'll-
I'll just say it's okay. Alex already there, and then he'll come.
They'll hop on a flight. They'll go back to Chicago, and everything will be magically fixed next season.
Everything.
Well, no, because somehow Luke Getzey
Ben Johnson
Jr.
and head
will be
coach with Mike McDaniel.
Oh no,
as
it'll
the run
still be
game coordinator.
Eberflus, Waldron, but you get McDaniel. That's the trade here.
You know what? At least I will get good run highlights. I'll be able to talk about Alec Ingold through my pain. Silver linings.
You'll be doing the Caleb's good, but we suck. But hey, at least Roshan's getting 4 yards a carry.
You know, it's sad that you say that because I actually would be pretty okay with what I'm experiencing now. If it was a world where
That's
if we were in
tough.
a world where Caleb was playing good, Roshan was averaging 4 yards a carry, but everything else about the Bears was the same, I would be much better off mentally.
That's fair. Would you? It's been a bad week.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Deke, it's been a bad 12 years.
Well, no, I don't mean just for the Bears. I mean,
For me personally, it's been a bad 12
I
years.
get it. It's been a bad 25 for me. It's no big deal. Look, the Browns are ass.
Let's
Packers 27,
go.
Browns 10.
DTR
Hey,
season. DTR.
Yes.
DTR.
Guys, remember when Jameis Winston was a savior for 5 minutes?
No.
To be fair, I think they were just happy that it was somebody that wasn't Deshaun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they have DTR.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck, Morgan Fox had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
Tui Pelotu had 2.5.
Yeah, they ate that offensive line for.
No, I knew that.
J.K.
Yeah,
Dobbins good at football. Justin Herbert good at football. Oh, Miller. Quentin
Wow.
Johnston good at football.
I'm here for it. Herbert gets help.
Inflated stats. He had
No,
one
it's
big
okay.
catch.
Herbert has
Whoop-de-doo.
2 competent wide receivers. I'm very happy.
Right? Like,
Who's the second?
lad?
Oh, Lad.
McConkey.
And honestly, if
forgot
Quentin
he
can
has-
exist as just being their big play guy, that means he's filling a good role that is actually useful.
Fuck it. Welcome back, prime Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Pretty
Oh,
much
no.
like actually
Oh
though.
no!
Only I think
Oh,
Quentin's
God.
going to be able to do a little better. He's not going to be as good at like the contested catch, but like with Herbert, Quentin's so fast, he'll be better at the deep ball just because you run, I'll just chuck it and we're going to score.
Plus Quentin's a football player and not just big.
Right. That's fair. So,
Miller, if you had to guess, and maybe Geek too, if you're not looking at the box score, how many tight ends do you think Justin Herbert targeted this week?
I'm staring
Targeted?
directly at that.
Yeah,
But I only
Like,
think
Is it actually targets or is it how many caught the ball?
targets.
4.
That's exactly right. Yes.
is it? I only see 3.
4. Is Simi Fehoko not a tight end?
He's a wide
He's a wide
receiver.
receiver.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who that was. I
Ah,
thought I saw 87 and thought tight end. Anyway, 3.
Oh.
what? What?
The
What?
youth. You've been corrupted. 87's a good wide receiver number.
Oh,
I know Jordy Nelson wore it, but Kelsey, he's ruined everything.
Bernard Berrien
you-
number.
You kids these days and your single digits. Mm.
Miller, you're younger than I am.
That's true. You are literally the
Don't
youngest
care.
one here.
You were
Don't
the
Bro's
child of
so
this
old,
podcast.
man coded.
Especially
Listen, I'm the
Shane.
youngest here, but I have the biggest appreciation for old ball. Therefore, you kids are whippersnappers in my
You have the
eyes.
biggest
Hey.
appreciation for old balls.
So, how do we feel
You
about
can't say that in Trump's America, Jake.
You're
I'll
I
right.
get
feel like
locked up.
Sorry.
so. How do
Sorry,
we
no.
feel about the Chargers' playoff hopes moving forward? I just want to switch
They're
to a
gonna
real
make it.
topic.
Good.
Okay.
I really like their defense has stepped
gonna
up
make
really well. I think Minter in my eyes should have like a very, 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 very strong case for assistant coach of the year. I think that's what they call it, right? It's assistant coach of the year for the coordinators. He's been fucking incredible.
There's only one of those spots, right? Only
Yeah.
one assistant coordinator of the year. That'll be an
Yeah.
interesting battle.
But I think Minter has a really, really strong case for it.
Shout out Ben
And
Herbert too. Deserves the love.
yeah,
Trying
but
to
no,
think.
Herbert looks great. Run game's been really solid. I don't see why this team can't make the playoffs.
Right now, they're in a really
In
good
the
spot
AFC,
to do
they
it.
certainly will.
They're 5-3. Like I don't know what would hold them back.
Being in the
if
NFC,
anything. In the NFC.
that would hold them back. You said you don't know what would. Being in the NFC would hold them back. They're
I
not.
see.
But if they were,
Let me
that would hold
rephrase
them
that.
back.
What can hold them back?
Injuries.
Semantic fuck. Oh, fair.
Injuries or the no, because the Bengals lost tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know if there's a world. Oh, let's get into the trash bowl. I
Bengals.
Yeah, so
or the
Drake
Jets
May is
running the
Josh
table.
Allen.
Hey guys, Drake May is really good.
Yeah,
he is.
he's Josh Allen.
What
because
an
he had that-
insane play. Absolutely remarkable.
so
on that
yeah,
Which
play.
one
he
are
was
you
like ass
talking
all
about?
game.
No, it wasn't.
No, he was pretty good throughout the game. He had
Score
that
watcher.
insane touchdown.
No,
And then you get into overtime and he
Score.
throws the most boneheaded downfield, fuck it, someone's
That
gonna
was-
catch it ball.
Yeah,
on
the
second
overtime pick
down.
was bad. That was
Like I said,
Keyshawn
he's
Booty,
Josh
too.
Allen.
Yeah,
He's Josh-
right.
Listen,
Keyshawn Booty. Yeah, right.
may I present a world where everyone is happy and wins? Jaden's Lamar,
yeah.
Drake is Josh, Caleb's Patrick.
Oh my. Oh, okay.
I-
All right.
That he said a world
Okay,
where everyone's happy, and I'd be happy with two of those. Drake May, I didn't. I'd love Drake May though too. I'd be happy with all three.
Now let's present a world where 1/3 of this podcast is horribly depressed. Drake May is Josh Allen.
Ooh, wait. In this world, does that mean JJ gets to be Burrow?
Jaden's Lamar.
In the perfect world, let's go.
JJ
Yeah, he can be Joey B.
JJ's Burrow. And Caleb Williams is Justin Fields.
So
Yeah, if that
only
happens, there
my
won't be
guy
a
can
third
ever
member of
get
this podcast.
your guy. Only my guy can ever beat your guy, though. Is the rule, which is
Oh,
interesting.
word.
Because
yeah.
Patrick only ever loses to Joe, so you're only ever gonna lose to JJ. You're gonna win most of the time, but
That was a
But
pretty
yeah.
underrated. Yeah.
Jake, just so you know, if
fucked up.
that happens, the third member of this podcast, you guys will be doing an episode where it is my eulogy.
okay,
I don't even know if Geek Herbert I said did
I
context
didn't
this.
at all.
Oh, I said a world where the 1/3 of this podcast is super depressed is all of those guys are who we describe them as, but Caleb Williams is just Justin Fields.
Oh, that's tough.
But he
I
won't
hope
be.
not.
Caleb Williams is really good, and
No.
he'll be a lot better than Justin Fields.
I hope. Well,
I
the
could-
Drake May one, he can be an alien if he wants. He has no effect on what I'm about to say. I hope that Caleb, Jaden Daniels, and JJ are what we were just saying, just so the NFC can have real quarterback options.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll be get to the Super Bowl and then just watch them lose because that alien on the other side's going to bully them. So we got to hope that we have the three aliens. And Jordan Love, who is going to be Jordan Love.
Yeah, he's his own special little
He might
guy.
get one because if Jordan Love saying
He'll
fuck,
get one.
if Jordan Love saying fuck it, we ball works, it works well. But just like with Brett Favre's entire career, it's also going to be the reason you lose in the NFC Championship game yearly.
Ugh.
Yeah. So yeah, Trash Bowl. Titans 20, Patriots 17.
Man,
I
the
don't care
Titans.
about
suck.
Mason Rudolph led team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't care.
I'm glad Calvin Ridley didn't get traded. He deserved to be on this team. He picked this version of this team. The reason I kept saying D-Hop deserved to be out is he picked the version with Vrabel at head coach. He didn't pick whatever the fuck this is.
Dude, who is Julius Chestnut? Who is that? He's the second leading rusher on the Titans this week.
Yeah.
Who is this Julius Chestnut fella?
Yeah,
He's
doesn't know
24
about
years
Julius
old.
What
Chestnut.
do you know
You don't
about
either.
Julius Chestnut?
His name is Julius Chestnut.
You know
Where
what?
did he go
else
to
do I need to
college?
know?
Sacred Heart.
I don't know.
Where did oh
Did he actually go to Sacred Heart?
yeah.
Wild.
Julius Chestnut went to Sacred Heart. Anywho,
Wow. Those
moving
teams
on
are
to Jack
bad.
Bull.
Okay,
Moving on
is
to the
Mayo
Jack Bull.
getting fired at the end of the year?
He needs to.
Should.
Unfortunately, I agree, but as a defensive coach, I get you don't have great pieces, but your defense can't constantly
But
get
dude-
worse every week.
Listen,
And he's just he's just terrible in the media.
Yep.
He's just terrible on the podium.
in my opinion, Gerard Mayo's fate was sealed. Like, at least in my eyes, it was sealed.
when he called this
When
team
he
soft.
went out, he called his team soft, and then the week after, or like 3 days later, Bill Belichick's like, I coached that same team last year, and I can tell you right now, not a man in that locker room is soft.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
And they weren't
And-
soft under Belichick. The same
No.
core.
They weren't.
And they
No.
weren't. They were like number 2 against the run under Belichick.
Because
At
Belichick
defense.
worked them to death. Gerard Mayo does not have the same mentality or the same
They're soft
drive,
because
the
he's
same
making them
commitment.
soft.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
They're
listen,
soft because he's making them.
I'm not saying every coach needs to be Bill Belichick because he's extreme. Don't get me wrong.
They need a
Bill,
guy who-
every player that's ever played for Bill will tell you he is an acquired taste.
Yes.
But when you start winning, it's a lot easier to
Oh,
acquire
if you're
that taste,
winning,
and
you
build up
deal
to
with
it.
it. Yeah.
Right. It's like Tom Brady said when Baker Mayfield made the comment of like following up Tom Brady. He was like, Brady got him rings. Now I'm here to have fun. And Brady's like, well, I think winning rings is pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Like that mentality, it's not for everybody. But when you have somebody at the top that has it, it's infectious. It trickles down.
Yeah.
It makes
then-
everybody better.
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo just isn't that.
Yeah, because like the thing is, like, then Robert Kraft came out and said that like he was their quote coach in waiting. Like he was like the guy that they were gonna pick for like years, just waiting for Belichick to either retire or get an excuse to fire him. And like, I don't know, dude. It's just not working out, and stuff like that very rarely works out. Like Antonio Pierce in Vegas, like
Yeah.
same kind
I-
of like, you know what? The team loves him. Why not make him our head coach? And then they make him the head coach, and all of a sudden everything goes downhill. Now the Patriots aren't a good football team, and their offense is not built to win, and their
But
defense
he's making
isn't
them
really either.
worse than they
But he's
should
making
be.
them worse than they should be.
if I'm
They should not be. They should not hold the number 1 overall pick right now. They should
No.
not, but they do.
if I'm Ben
And
Johnson,
that is Gerard Mayo's fault.
I think the Patriots is where I would most want to go. And that's
Depends on
not
what-
that's not a shot at
It
Chicago.
Depends on
It's
who's
entirely
open.
you are also just like Chicago have the quarterback, but you have a better ownership group. Like Robert Kraft.
I'm going to hold my comments
why?
Kraft is.
because I
I mean-
agree and I don't like it.
Yeah.
He's not. I guess he's not as bad as the McCaskies, but
Kraft isn't
Kraft is
bad
no.
either. What do you mean? He's like
Well, I
not
mean-
involved
No,
in
he's bad,
anything,
yeah.
and like I get he's a
Well-
bad human, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care about that. Well, I do, but in this very
Bad
specific thing
humans
I'm
make
talking
bad
about.
Owners, David Tepper, Dan Snyder, stuff like that. You know,
So
they're
Robert
terrible human
Kraft
beings.
is the exception to the rule, and he gets to stay being one of the better owners because he doesn't interfere with the team's anything, and he's not going to immediately fire Ben Johnson when they're not good. There is a difference. He wouldn't fire Gerard Mayo if he looked competent at his job.
Ben Johnson, if he wants job security, he should just go to Dallas. And
You know what? Honestly, that's actually fair.
he wants job
I
security.
don't think Jerry's going to want that, though. Jerry's going to try to
No.
get some old head in.
Jerry wants a coach he can manipulate and control. Ben Johnson ain't doing that. And also, Ben Johnson wouldn't go there because fuck the Cowboys.
Ben
That is
Johnson
like
was
so
being-
hard coded in Detroit now.
Schefter talked about it today. Like he is being so cautious and so picky about where he goes. Like he is going to the job he's going to take is going to be one that's
It's the one he
Ready to-
wants. He knows
ready to
one place,
go.
and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure he's sitting there like, the only job I want is if this job opens up, and if it doesn't, I will just stay in Detroit, make the same money, and get
Ben
none of the
Johnson should
blame.
just start calling really terrible plays to try and get Dan Campbell fired and just take that job.
Well, the Lions would probably be a cleaner football team if he did that.
True.
It wouldn't be dirty. Yeah, it's true.
Bountygate 2.0, motherfuckers.
But,
We called that shit.
We did. We did. I'm so happy about it. Well, I'm not happy it's happening, but I'm happy we called it.
Speaking of Jerry's boys,
Oh
they're
God.
3-5.
And Dak's out. It's done.
Oh, yeah.
Wrap it up.
Dak is done for 3 weeks. It's Cooper Rush
Dude,
moving forward. Falcons 27,
You know what's
Cowboys
gonna happen?
21.
what?
They're gonna win games because they always do when Cooper Rush takes over.
I have a hot take.
Hit me.
What?
Maybe it's not a hot take. They should start Trey Lance.
Oh, true.
Why not?
What's
I
the
don't
point?
see
We
any
know
reason why.
Cooper Rush is a proven commodity. Good or bad, he's proven.
Hey, if you want to have any shot at moving off of Trey Lance at some point,
Right.
maybe see if he can do something. You know, like
What's the worst that happens? He just balls out? Oh, what's the worst that
He's
happens? He
obviously not-
sucks. You were gonna lose anyways.
He's obviously not the future. So if you want to get anything for him from a team that gets desperate, maybe just start him and see what happens. There's a lot
Honestly,
worse
they
wide
should.
receiver wants to have than CeeDee Lamb.
They should just put CD and Jake Ferguson and Trayvon Diggs and whoever else just on bubble wrap for the rest
Just
of the
put
year.
'em on the bench,
Sit
dude.
'em- Yeah.
What about
There's
Hunter
no-
Lipke?
yeah.
We putting him on the bench?
He
Starting
can
at
come in on the
quarterback.
goal line.
There you go.
Starting at quarterback.
On
There
the
you
goal
go.
line. But you'll never get there, so like
True.
But he basically won't play.
You
save
know
him.
who had
Actually,
Oh.
what they should do is cut Hunter Lipke, and the Bears should sign him.
so it's official that the two best wide receivers in Atlanta are Darnell Mooney and Ray McLeod, and that hurts my soul. Apparently Drake London's bad, and apparently Kyle Pitts sucks. I don't know.
I have a just counterpoint to that. Drake London got hurt in the first quarter.
Yes.
Drake London
Oh.
got hurt almost immediately in this game.
Well, that
He got a touchdown, did the headstand celebration, and then left. That was it.
Honestly, fair.
Kyle Pitts, I don't know what happened to him, but Drake London played one quarter in this
apparently
football game.
Kirk
so.
Cousins only likes one tight end, and his name is TJ Hawkinson.
Racist, to be honest.
Honestly,
Racist.
probably. Like, let's be real.
Catholic
Kirk, well,
Kirk strikes
mean,
again.
Hey,
Who got more
Kirk,
targets,
what?
Diggs or Thielen? Hmm.
Kirk, why aren't you throwing
Noticing.
to Kyle?
No
He's
comment.
wearing my number.
Which is weird based on how Kirk is acting now that he's in Atlanta.
Which is also weird based on the fact that he could have had the number if he wanted it. and
Right.
didn't
Kyle
take it.
offered it to him.
It'd be really funny if Kyle was like, "Here, take 8," and he's like, "No." And then he was like, "Kyle took my number."
Yeah, that's
No football.
100%.
No football
If
for
you guys,
him.
well, it's like, have you guys ever seen that clip from Meet the Robinsons where the kid's like walking around all depressed in school? Someone goes, "Hey, nice binder," and then the narrator goes, "Everyone at school hated me."
Yes.
Everyone at school hated. Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
just Kirk Cousins in his heart of hearts.
I think the
Yes.
Falcons are gonna step away with the NFC South while there's no Mike Evans or Chris Godwin.
I still have
unfortunately,
faith in the Bucks.
the Bucks did nothing at the deadline. to
True,
get
but I
any
still
Baker
have
any
faith in
help.
the Bucks.
I mean, hey man, that white dude that no one's ever fucking heard of before that caught
Dude.
the game-tying touchdown pass.
I thought it was
Solid.
Scotty Miller. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too.
I was so
I did
hyped.
too, dude.
I was
it
like, he's
so funny. I
back,
was-
Scotty Miller.
Me, Nicole, and Jarrett were playing Fortnite during the game, and I had it up on my second monitor over here. And I looked over and I saw a white guy named Miller, and I yelled, Scotty Miller. And they were ahead of me because they're watching it on broadcast. I'm watching it on Stream East. And they just said no.
No.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Did they
And what was it, Tim Miller?
did they correct you on what team he's actually on? Do you know?
Wait, Scotty Miller's still in the
He's
NFL?
Pittsburgh, isn't he?
What
Oh,
yeah, Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, he'll never get targets with Russ at QB, let me tell you.
If you ever see number 13 catch a pass on the Steelers, I mean Scotty Miller has caught a pass.
I think he actually goes by Scott Miller now.
So,
Yeah, true.
Which is really funny because my dad's name is my name, but replace the middle name with Scott.
so
Trying not
Desmond
to dox
Ritter.
my dad, but doxing my dad.
Desmond Ritter got his quarterback coach fired.
Yeah.
I don't think that's actually what happened, but the Raiders did clean house immediately after Desmond Ritter played snaps for them.
Well,
That's
see,
that's not really looking good for us, Desmond Ritter truthers.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Luke Getzey was employed by this football team. That was
True.
their first mistake.
It's true. Desmond Ritter actually played kind of well in this game, if we're honest.
Yeah, the touchdown.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying he was great, but I mean, the Raiders kind of suck, so it was something. Honestly, I think they should rock with Ritter for a little bit, see what happens. I mean, he can't be that much worse than Minshew, can he?
Probably
be.
not.
No, he could be, but I'd rather see. What if you have something in Ritter? You definitely don't, but what if you do? Be delusional. You're the Raiders. That's your job.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Bengals took care of business. They're a weird football team this year. Real weird.
They don't have a defense. So if their offense is
they,
perfectly right, they win games. If it's not, they lose games.
Yeah, they took care of business. Raiders stink. Pierce should be on the hot seat. I'm surprised he's even made it this far.
The issue is, how do you fire another coach in the middle of a season?
That's true.
That would be
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Well, on the bright side, though,
And now, if you
You
don't
guys-
fire him mid-season, at least you don't get confused and think an interim is good for the job.
Should have hired Bisaccia and called it a day. Anyway,
That wouldn't have worked either.
I was going to say on the bright side for the Raiders, did you guys see the new development?
No.
They have a fullback.
Oh, who?
oh boy.
Linebacker Kanai Mauga.
Ugh.
Maugla? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's
Why?
Hawaiian.
Why Kari not on a team?
Because all the teams that want fullbacks have fullbacks.
Yeah, but why isn't he like on Minnesota's practice squad or somebody's
Hey, you know-
practice squad?
listen-
Hey Miller. Hey Miller. You
What?
know one team that wants a fullback but doesn't have one?
Mine?
The Bears. Oh man, they need a guy like Kari, don't they?
Oh,
They cut him for no reason.
Jake.
Why'd they do that? I don't get. I'm just laughing because it makes no sense.
Yeah, dude. They're,
Why would they do that? I'm not even trying to make fun of the Bears. I just genuinely don't understand it.
right. It doesn't make sense. Which
There's literally
is
no
just.
reason to cut
I'm
him.
not trying to be a dick, but it's because the Bears. That's why they did it. They just do
I mean,
things.
that's
Alright.
exactly what. Listen,
I
we're
wasn't
having
trying to be a
we're
dick. I'm
having
just
a good
saying.
discussion about the Bears. The only one who can answer the question just left. I don't. Okay, well,
I'm gonna text him and just be like, "Baby,
not-
come back."
I'm not fully convinced he's coming back. So we might just have to move on.
No, I'm telling him he has, because he's fucking up the video. Like, it actually is fucking with things. He come back.
I don't know if that'll convince him. This is.
I'm.
Remember that one time when this is an old this is RTN lore. But there was one time when one time when
He went and
Miller
put on the jersey. Let's go.
there was one time when Miller walked away from the camera because Geek said something really mean and he wouldn't come back, and so Geek apologized, and it was like a 5-minute standoff.
Yeah,
And
Miller
he-
didn't
and
get the
every
text.
And every time Geek talked, you just heard Miller from like a super distance just go, "No."
No,
Never been prouder of my commitment to a bit in my life.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I texted
Anyway,
you and
we
was
can
like,
stop
"Come
talking
back, you're
about that.
fucking up the video," because
We
it
can
does.
stop
It makes
talking about
everything
that.
so wonky.
We
Skill
can
issue.
instead talk about Bo Nix and the Broncos getting beat down by
I don't know.
the Ravens.
Is somebody gonna try to convince me Bo Nix is good again? Because that seems to happen every time we talk about the Broncos.
Yeah, Bo
I
Nix
mean, he's
is
been
good.
playing really
Continue.
good.
I mean, not. I mean, if you look at the box score, sure. If you watch how every ball is behind a receiver or short or overthrown, and he's
I'm
constantly throwing it to the wrong team, then sure, he's
I'm
been
sure
awesome
both of you know
based
the
off
answer
that.
to this because you watch highlights and stuff. Who is the one player on the Broncos who threw a touchdown pass this week?
Cortland Sutton.
I knew Bo caught it. I didn't know who threw
Because
it.
I kept saying Cortland might be the best quarterback on this team, and Bo Nix is the second best wide receiver.
Yeah, Sutton was the only player to throw a touchdown pass for him, and Nix was the only person to catch a touchdown pass for him. So, all
Well,
one.
it was-
Yeah, the
Did
Broncos.
you guys see
offense
Audric
sucks.
Estime's run in garbage time?
No.
It was he was so
Is he
stupid.
good?
Audric Estime, he runs hard. He reminds me a lot of Jordan Howard. But take that as you will. But
That doesn't answer whether he's good or not to me.
right, that's my point.
Yeah, I don't
Take
know
that
about
as you
that.
will. But no,
don't know
he
about
had
that.
one run. They came out in 21 personnel. Michael Burton was lead blocking for him on, I think it was meant to be a run to the outside, but they cut it back in. And Burton takes on the linebacker, clogs up the lane because the linebacker had really good positioning. So Estime just literally standing in place, kept his feet moving, and then eventually the fucking Red Sea parts and he runs through for like 21 yards.
Nice.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It was like he was literally just like waiting, like it'll open eventually. And for like 3 seconds, he's there.
Zay Flowers finally, well, not finally, but he had his best game of his career. True
Yeah.
wide receiver 1 type game.
Yeah, he had a good game. I mean, Ravens just rolled again. It's like one of these like Broncos were the least serious 5-3 team.
I was
ever
gonna say
come
it's
in,
what happens when an
you know?
actually good team meets
like-
the fake good teams.
I
Yeah.
have a question.
Okay.
So
Who was the only non-Raven in this, or non-Zay Flower in this game to catch a touchdown pass in Baltimore?
Oh
was it Charlie Kolar,
no.
Nope.
Nelson Aguilar?
Why is
Nope.
Miller making a point, Jake? It's Pat Ricard.
Yep.
Come on.
Oh,
It's
3
Miller
yard
making a
flat.
I thought
point.
he
It's
was
obviously
asking
only a
quirky
fullback.
question.
No,
3 yard flat.
it was Miller making a point. It was obviously a fullback.
Oh.
Oh no. Miller, promise you're
What?
not gonna leave.
No.
What?
We have to talk about the Bears now.
No, we don't.
Cardinals 29, Bears 9.
So, anyways, how'd you guys feel about Jalen Hurts against Jacksonville this week?
Miller, we can't.
This is
this.
unfortunate. Yeah, we have to just push through it. We're gonna talk about the Packers too. They lost a football
True.
game this week too. It's okay.
And
So,
I have to talk
um,
about. I mean, Minnesota won, but not good.
Man.
You guys know who led Philadelphia in receptions this week?
Miller, stop.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You have to face it.
Hey man,
you can't
at
run
least
away
Rome.
from it forever.
Was this Rome's first 100-yard game?
Second, he had one
Okay.
against Indy.
I didn't know.
No, we didn't even get his first 100-yard game in this one.
Wait,
Oh
okay,
my goodness.
so I saw Bears fans still hating him. Didn't Tyreek play kind of well? I know I saw him get one pass breakup.
Yeah. So listen, here's the thing, right? Okay, Tyreek Stevenson is a second-year corner,
Uh-huh.
and he is in a secondary that is very, very good,
Uh-huh.
and is very, very aware that they are very, very good. The Bears DBs, not named Jalen Johnson or Kevin Byard, talk a lot of shit, and
As
they
they
back
should.
it up. Right? They back it up.
You're also
But
just
Stevenson
a corner.
and Brisker,
If you don't talk
Right.
shit, I don't respect you as a corner.
right? But Stevenson and Brisker are the two loudest of the bunch.
Yeah.
Right? Brisker's not playing, which is really scary, by the way. He's not going to play this week. He's going on 5 weeks missed with a concussion. I am very scared for that man's health and his
Yeah.
quality of life going forward.
Brutal.
But with Stevenson, the kid made a mistake. was like we weren't here last week to talk about it. He made a mistake. It was a very stupid mistake. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen a person on a football field do. It's inexcusable. I'm not defending that action because there is no defense for it. That being said, Tyreek Stevenson is how old? 23? 24 maybe? 24.
Yeah.
24. Very young corner with a very bright future. He has one of the hardest jobs in the NFL because he plays opposite, statistically, the best corner in football. Jalen Johnson has allowed the least yards, touchdowns, lowest passer rating out of every corner in the league, going on 2 years.
I'd still at highest have him at 2, but probably at 3, but I get you. Statistically,
way.
he's 1, and he's a top 3 corner, and the other 2
Right.
are guys that everybody thinks of, so.
Right. He has one of the hardest jobs in all of sports because he plays opposite him,
Yeah.
meaning he's going to get targeted a lot more than other people. And he looks really fucking good in that job, in that spot. So I understand being upset with Tyreek Stevenson. I'm not saying we have to cut him a break, but this is not the end of his career. He's going to have a long career. And one day we're going to look back in 10 years when Tyreek Stevenson is like a Pro Bowl corner and be like, remember when we all thought he was done for because he did one stupid thing in one game in a season that ended up being meaningless? That's crazy. Because he's really good at football. He had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's quite disheartening.
Let me ask you a question.
So,
Who led the Cardinals in yards per carry this week?
I don't feel safe answering that question. I don't think we should talk about that. I think
Okay.
that's bullying.
Answer the question, Chandler.
Yeah, whoa.
Oh my god.
Why the
Government
fuck are
named
you
him.
government naming me, you cunt?
Because I thought it would be really
It's
funny.
actually not cool, man.
It used to be your intro. Don't
I
act
don't
like
care,
it's
but
not
it's
on the
not
internet.
anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry if that
Bitch
actually
ass.
like hurt
Fucking
your
David.
feelings. I thought
It would
Uh,
have been really funny if
I'm
you
not
sucks that
bothered
yours
by
is
it.
out.
I was gonna say I don't mind.
I know, you
It
bitch.
doesn't
Good
have
thing
the
nobody-
same effect.
good thing nobody's figured out mine yet.
Yeah. I think it's Kyle.
I'm gonna get you eventually.
I'm gonna get you eventually, Kyle.
Anyway, answer the question.
It's Amari DiMercato.
There you go.
Listen,
Good boy.
just so like,
Don't do
just,
that.
yeah, you're officially the worst person in this call. But I was gonna say
Oh,
this is
Why?
Jake is Barack Obama.
Huh?
okay. Cool.
I don't
yeah,
think that
alright.
means what you think it means.
I'm the best president
Yeah.
in the last 20 years. Yeah.
Well, no,
okay.
remember, you know, what's Obama's last name? What's Jake's first name?
Oh, I see. The point you're making. Yes.
Nobody will ever know my first name.
Right. Nobody will
Except
ever know
Alex.
Obama's last name either.
You know, I just realized if I
Um,
had a nickel for every time I compared someone to a president and no one had any idea what he meant on this podcast, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it is really weird that it has happened twice.
Yeah, I don't. All right. Trey Benson might be good at football also.
The
They
Bears'
got,
run
they got some
defense
good
is just
running
really
backs
bad.
down. And,
That kind of feels
Yeah,
true. I hate that
James
the
Conner is
Cardinals
good.
keep letting James Conner be good.
Why?
Because I constantly don't think James Conner's that good, and then every year he's like really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
I have a question. Since this has happened before in Pittsburgh, what team is Jalen Warren going to go to and have a similar arc to James Conner?
I don't know if
What
he
team
can
is-
have a similar
what
arc
team-
to James Conner.
What team is going to pick
At
him
least
up
I
as a
hope
running
not.
back 1 after he has some good years in Pittsburgh and then he ends up being actually really solid?
Nobody. Because getting a second chance as a running back doesn't happen in this NFL. That doesn't happen in Trump's NFL.
Jalen Warren will be the leading rusher of the.
Donald Trump, known lover of spread offenses.
Oh. Oh,
We're bull. I hope you don't love the spread offense because Miller hates you.
Well, regardless of its link to Trump, yes.
All right, I'm done talking about this game. The Cardinals are gonna win the NFC West apparently, so that's cool.
Miller, do you want to talk about this game personally?
You got anything
I'm
you
going to talk
actually want to
about,
say?
one
Okay.
thing that irks me to no extent that is not getting enough enough attention. It's fallen to the wayside in the sea of bullshit. Do you know who played the most snaps out of all of our skill position players this week?
Say more.
Gerald Everett probably.
Cole Kmet.
Oh,
Oh,
Do you know how many targets Cole Kmet has had since the bye?
0.
1.
I was
Aw.
way too close.
He had,
No.
he had 1 catch against the Washington Commanders. He had a 14-yard reception.
Damn, wow.
1.
Why does Shane Waldron hate Cole Kmet?
This is despite going into the bye week, Cole Kmet being a top 3 tight end in every single statistical category and being the pulse of the Bears offense. When Caleb got in a sticky situation, Cole over the middle. When the Bears needed big yards, Cole over the middle. When Caleb needed to get the ball out quick, Cole in the flat. The rookie tight end or rookie quarterback, a tight end is their best friend.
Mhm.
That is tried and true. It is one of the
Yeah.
facts of life.
Geek, here's why Shane Waldron hates Cole Kmet. What team did Gerald Everett play for last year?
I don't care. You know what? Here's why he hates Cole Kmet. I know it was
The
the
Seattle
Seahawks and
Seahawks.
they're together.
Also
Cole
both
Kmet
together in LA with
is-
the Rams.
Right. Cole Kmet's really good and hasn't completely given up on his team, so he needs benched so that you can let the guy who's completely given up. Me and Miller talked about this last night because I didn't know how much we'd get into it today. But so you can let the guy who has, whether you think it's rightful or not, the guy who has completely given up on any chance of this team being good this season. So you can let him constantly be the main target and just decide he doesn't want to catch the ball, doesn't want to run routes, doesn't want to do his job. As of right now, that could change. I don't think it will with the current coaching staff that's in place. He's lost all hope. That's not coming back
Yeah.
until there's a new thing. And it might not come back at all because maybe, I'm not saying this as it's for sure. I'm just speculating here. Maybe he just hates Caleb.
I don't think
Like,
that's the case.
and I don't think it's like hates Caleb as a person, but hates what Caleb represents. You gave up on my friend, and you're like the 4th team to do that to me. Fuck you.
Listen,
I'm
I
not
will be
saying
the-
this in like the
No, I'm-
weirdo
right.
Bears fan. I'm just saying like the maybe. I don't
I
know.
will tell you this.
I've never seen
I
him
will
give
tell
up
you
on a
this.
QB before.
If DJ Moore genuinely does not like Caleb Williams and has given up because he's mad the Bears traded Justin Fields, he doesn't deserve to be employed by an NFL football team.
Fair.
Point blank, period. I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of people are reaching on a lot of things with that.
Just watching
But-
how lazy he's been just this week,
But
it's enough
it's
for
like
me
we
to not
talked
want him
about-
on. No, I know. It's enough for me to be like, I don't want you on my team because you're still a competitive football team. Maybe if you run some routes, maybe this game is winnable. But every time Caleb throws it to him, he's not even kind of where he's supposed to be because he just half-asses all of his routes.
See, I would be a lot more upset by it if the only players on offense that cared weren't just Cole Kmet, Rome Odunze, and Caleb, and
Sure.
weirdly enough, DeAndre Swift.
That is weird.
Like, those are the 4 guys that come in and week out to play. And one of them isn't getting looked at. He's being used as I can't believe I'm saying this in a negative connotation. He's being used as a fullback. That is what Waldron has turned Kmet into. He cut Kari.
But not even
And
as
now
a real
Kmet is-
fullback.
No, he does that fucking corny thing where he lines him up as the tight end on the far side, and then he motions them in and then motions them out at the last second, and they run his way. That, like, I want a lead blocker, I want a fullback, but I'm too hip and cool to use one. It makes me want to kill somebody. I hate it. There's so many teams that do it, and it's like, buddy, just take the player and line him up in the backfield. It's so easy. Fuck your motion, fuck
Yeah.
you, whatever you think you're getting from it. There is a special place in hell for people who do that.
Fair.
But seriously, though, the fact that Cole Kmet has 1 target through 2 weeks,
yeah, that's
despite being the
atrocious.
most consistent and reliable player on this offense, like, Rome's looked really good. He's not the most reliable player. He's had some rookie moments, and that's okay because he's a rookie. Same as Caleb. He gets the same excuses, same, levity that Caleb does. If they make mistakes, they're rookies. It happens. But Keenan Allen hasn't done jack shit, and quite frankly, I think is more concerning than DJ Moore. Because it's not just an effort thing. He also just physically isn't doing what he needs to. And part of that, I guess I can't fully blame him because Waldron wants to make him a deep threat for some ungodly reason. And then you've got DJ doing what DJ's doing. Gerald Everett should have been cut by week 3. Mercedes Lewis comes onto the field 3 times a game and false starts all 3 times. And then they don't let Roshan Johnson play.
Yeah.
So Cole Kmet is the one consistent thing that Caleb has. And Waldron said, hey, buddy, Mercedes Lewis, yeah, we're going to have you doing what he does this week and next week and every other week. And honestly, for that, I think Shane Waldron should be publicly executed in Chicago.
Yikes.
Guillotine.
Speaking
Right in front of the bean. Guillotine.
Coaches who, I don't know about publicly executed, but coaches who should be fired. Doug Peterson's really bad at his job.
Serious, sorry. Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
I guess Sirianni also was in this game. I think
think
two.
Sirianni should be publicly executed just because it's Philly.
I mean, that's
I'll put it
valid.
this way. He doesn't have a choice. If he leaves, he's getting killed. So they might as well make a ritual out of it.
The only one they let
Yeah.
live was Andy Reid. Well, I guess Doug Peterson
Yeah.
lived, but did he? He looks pretty soulless out there.
A soul for a soul, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously we've just received the news, I think today, that Lawrence is also down for a couple weeks, 2 to 3. I don't even know who the backup is. I think it's still CJ Beathard.
No, because
Shut him
Beathard
down
just got sent
for the
somewhere
year, dude.
else. Right? Beathard just signed somewhere. Oh, no, he apparently is on the Jaguars. What the fuck?
CJ
Oh,
Beathard
he was
is
on
probably in
The
line to
Dolphins
start.
practice squad. He is now in Jacksonville.
guy.
Hold on.
Yes.
Who was their
What
backup
if-
before?
McCorkle.
It's Mac Jones. Never mind. It's not
Oh,
Beathard.
God.
Yeah, it's Mac Jones.
Michael McCorkle Jones.
Mac Jones is getting another shot in the NFL.
And
Here we go.
his first shot is against Brian Flores' defense.
I smell it upset.
Okay,
I smell
dude.
an upset, yeah.
Okay, dude.
400-yard game. If they
Okay,
yeah,
name
listen,
a
bro.
receiver on the Jags who can catch the ball enough times to get to 400. You can't say BTJ. He's literally injured. He might not play.
Parker Washington.
No.
Tank Bigsby.
Guy doesn't
Bang.
know ball.
Give me hey, this guy forgot about 4 touchdowns in a playoff game. Gabe Davis.
Yeah, but 400 yards?
Hey, Jake, I bet this guy doesn't know about Austin Trammell.
He doesn't know about Austin Trammell, does he? No, he
He doesn't
doesn't.
know.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So why do the Jaguars hate Trevor Lawrence though? Did you see the first interception of this game that one to ETN
No.
that hit ETN in the hands, then hit him in the chest, then got popped in the air for a pick? And then I go on Twitter and Jaguars fans are screaming, Trevor Lawrence, why do you suck so much? And it's like, it was a perfect throw. What do you mean? I don't understand why you hate this guy for being perfect and then somebody else selling and you go back to blaming him. What did T-Law do? Free Trevor Lawrence, man. He should not have re-signed there.
Oh my God, Jake, I figured it out.
What?
They employ former second-round pick Josiah DeGuara.
Do they?
Yeah.
They do. That's right. Cursed franchise. Leave him.
It's
Leave-
Jover.
Leave him in the streets of.
Josiah
Leave him in the streets
Doesn't
of
work.
Minnesota. Are they in Minnesota this week?
Yeah, no, Minnesota's
Oh.
in Jacksonville. This will
Sneak
be.
time-
him onto the plane.
I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
This will be Doug Peterson's final game as a head coach.
Next
Trap
time
game.
the Jags go on the road, leave him there. Do not let him get back
No,
on the bus.
sneak him onto the plane to Minnesota. Dress him up like I don't know. Do the Vikings have any racially ambiguous football players that we can pretend Josiah DeGuara is?
Josh Oliver. No, is he
No,
racially ambiguous?
Not really.
No. No, what they do? They should go on the NFL Shop, make a custom Vikings jersey that says DeGuara 81 on it. Put it on Josiah. Toss him on the Vikings bus and see if anybody notices.
I'm trying to
Oh,
think.
no.
Do we have
Like-
somebody who wears 81?
I guarantee you, half the team will just be like, "Oh, we signed Josiah DeGuara."
Oh, cool. Another
we
tight
don't.
end.
Well, I mean, it also would track because what is Buddy's name? Rob Tunyon
Oh.
is on our practice squad.
Oh, no.
Also, maybe it's just the lighting in some of these pictures, but I think one could call Josh Oliver racially ambiguous.
see, I told you, I know ball.
I don't.
Like I said, maybe it's just the lighting
I
being
don't know.
different in some of these
Um,
pictures.
But let's see. Jaguars.
Easy. John Parker Romo.
Yes.
Nobody knows
The-
him yet.
Actually, they do. We had him on the team before Reichard. He spent
No,
all
you
off
didn't.
season here.
Yeah, but
That's why
but
he
who
was the guy we signed.
But who was
No, you
chopping it up with John Parker Romo?
A
in the
lot of
locker room?
people, because
No way.
everybody kind of fell in love with the
No.
video of him hitting a 73-yard
He's
field
gonna-
goal.
Josiah DeGuara will be walking into the building saying, "Hi, my name is John Parker Romo," and nobody will bat an eye.
Sure,
Except for
but
Tunyon.
Do
Tunyon will
you
be
guys
like,
want to
"Wait a
see
minute."
the funniest image
Hey.
I've ever seen?
I don't know. Do we?
Yeah. Send it.
So I'm just gonna send this in the main chat of your Discord here.
That works.
I just looked up John Parker Romo and this popped up.
Oh God, what is
They
this?
made this poor woman model a John Parker Romo jersey.
Man, I finally get my big break. Here, put this on. Oh,
And not
I was
only did
never
they
gonna
make,
see this.
and it was a Bears.
When
John
was he
Parker
ever on
Romo
the
jersey
Bears? What?
last year? I
Oh,
think.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
What, as a practice
Okay.
squad kicker?
hmm Yeah.
Well, that was fun. A little fun little talk about the Jaguars and Eagles. Oh yeah, the Eagles look really good. They're a good football team still. What a thunk.
Saquon
The
broke the internet.
Jaguars- Yeah, Saquon
Yeah,
had a really,
yeah.
really good play.
How the fuck do you do that?
You know what's more unfortunate? The spin
What?
move just before it might have been the greatest spin
Mhm.
move ever, and nobody's going to talk about it because 2 steps later he hurdled the guy backwards.
Is Saquon Barkley the greatest running back we've ever seen?
Yes. No, but
Ashton Genty.
no.
I'd take both of them over anyone that's ever come out of the NFC North not named Walter Payton, I do fear.
You're an idiot.
Me too.
We get it. The Packers
Anyway.
have never had good running backs. Sorry, bucko.
Shut up.
Uh,
One of those guys you just insulted is on your team starting currently. Aaron Jones
Oh.
is very much a good running back.
But where?
well, okay.
real
I was
where does
obviously referring to the, me and Miller's take that the top 3 running backs of all time all played in the North. None of them are Packers.
Yeah.
And none of them even ever
Well,
took
yeah.
a snap for the Packers.
One of our teams have to be the odd man out there.
I guess that's fair.
mean,
Hey, none of the rest of us can get the quarterback figured out. So, I mean, I guess.
So here's a real question, Jake. Who's the best running back in Packers history, do you think?
Statistically or actually?
Like actually. I statistically I don't give a
I have an
rat's
answer.
nuts.
I
I'll
have
tell you,
my answer. but
Statistically it's Amon Green.
honestly,
but-
that was going to just
Uh,
be my answer.
Jim Taylor's up there, I would say.
All right, tailback
Um,
specifically. Because Jim Taylor was a fullback.
I don't know, dude.
I would say Amon Green. Actually.
Mon Green is up there, yeah.
And then
Looking
Aaron
at
Jones.
the numbers.
Curly Lambeau
Yeah,
was
Aaron
a good running
Jones is
back.
third all time in Packers rushing yards.
Curly Lambeau was a good running back. John Brockington wasn't bad. I don't know.
Hold on, this is really interesting. Do you guys think how many of the top 11 rushers in Packers history do you think you can get?
Ooh, I'm going to not look. All right. So Amon Green,
Jones.
Aaron Jones, Jim Taylor.
That's the top 3.
Shocker.
Is John Brockington up there?
Number 4,
Is Ryan Grant
Yeah.
there?
number 6.
He was there for a weirdly long
Is
time.
Eddie
5
Lacy there?
years. Eddie Lacy is number 12, so just
Hmm.
outside of the 11.
Oh, so there's going to
Um,
be some not so good running backs here because Eddie
is
Lacy has
Jonathan-
4,000
Well,
career
there's a-
yards.
At
Is
least
Jonathan
one.
Franklin up there?
Jonathan Franklin, no. I will say there's at
Sure.
least one more 2 more Hall of Famers in here.
Curly Lambeau.
Curly Lambeau is not one of them.
2 more Hall of Famers.
Brandon Sane.
Nope.
Are
oh my
all of
gosh.
them like pre 1990?
I count 1, 2, 3, 4 pre 1990 that you
Travis
haven't said.
Williams.
That we haven't
Say
said?
that again.
Travis Williams.
No.
Eddie Jankowski.
No.
Daryl
This
Thompson.
is Pro Football Reference, by the way. No.
Jesse Clark.
Say that again.
Jesse Clark.
No.
Are you looking
Artie
at
Smith?
only running backs?
I'm looking at all rushers.
Is Aaron Rodgers there?
Number 11. That's why I said top 11.
That's insane.
Okay.
Just over Eddie Lacy. He had 31 career yards more than Eddie Lacy as a Packer.
I don't know. Barty Smith.
No. You're missing a very obvious one.
Are we?
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
the case.
Who
Played
is-
with Jim
Spencer?
Taylor.
Oh, well. Oh,
It's not Cedric Benson.
No.
played with Jim Taylor. and
It's
from
not
the
Cedric
I'll give you
Benson.
that. It is not Cedric Benson. No.
It's not Derrick Henry, right?
Is it Donnie Anderson?
No. Donnie Anderson's at 14.
Is it
Eddie Lee Ivory?
Paul?
No. He's 15.
Clark
Oh.
Hinkle?
Paul Horning?
Clark Hinkle is at number 8. Paul Horning is the one I was referring to at number 10.
Elijah Pitts?
Elijah Pitts. No.
Who else
Howie
is
Ferguson?
Elijah Pitts is at number 30, by the way.
AJ Dillon?
I think
AJ Dillon, no. He's at 17.
the last one I can pull is maybe Harlan Huckleby.
James Starks?
James Starks is at 16 with 2,500 yards, just above AJ Dillon.
What do we
Also-
need? Like how many?
So
3?
you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10, 11. Do you need
Wait.
9, 8, 7, and 5?
Did you say Clark? You said Clark Hinkle, right?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't hear you say Clark Hinkle, but he is on there. That's my bad.
I was just thinking of names.
Fred.
He's
Fred
number
I
eight.
don't know if there's another guy I'm getting. I'm out.
No,
Is
Fred
Fred Cohn?
Cohn.
I'm out.
No. Let me know when you want me to tell you, Jake.
No.
I feel like I should know it, right?
No.
Ryan Grant's got to be up there.
Well, that was my
He already
first
said
guess,
Ryan
and
Grant,
he was number 5.
6.
6. Sorry.
Jerry Ellis.
Yes, number 9.
Give me
It's turned into a trivia show. It's such a
Tony-
waste of time. We have so many
Uh-oh.
games to talk about, and we're
I don't
going
remember
over
his
2
last
hours.
name, but the last one is Tony.
Tony Canadeo, yeah. And then
Oh, then
also
Dorsey
Dorsey
Levens.
Levens. Yep.
Yeah, we really need to cook.
Anaya
Um,
Smith had 1 carry for 2 yards and 1 reception. So my
no big
boy
deal.
is finally gonna do something. Kadarius
Guys,
Tony,
Anaya
but no
Smith-
drop problem.
He
Also-
also doesn't play for either of the Seahawks or the Rams. which
No,
is
I was
even
still on the
worse.
Eagles game, which was the last thing
just
we were
wanna say-
talking about.
One more thing about the
No, we moved
Eagles
on.
game. Jake
No, we
pointed this
didn't.
out to me, and I will be making a video. Zach Bond is the second coming.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
Mhm.
funny how he was an edge in New Orleans. He was mediocre. He becomes an off-ball linebacker on the Eagles, and he has, of at least I know of, 2 like nuclear games. He went crazy.
So
Yeah, no, Zach Bond's really good.
when did Gino drink the bozo juice again?
He finally wrote back.
I guess.
He got his
Yeah.
pen out.
It's not great. Or what if it's that only one former Jets QB can be good at a time? What if Sam
If that-
Darnold drained his
If that's
powers?
the case, you need to tell Sam Darnold to fuck off because he's not nearly as cool as Gino.
No, we get one. Don't bully Sam.
Well, it also
I'm not
doesn't make
bullying him.
sense.
Gino's just cooler.
I guess it wouldn't be on a week-to-week basis, but Darnold wasn't good this week, and Gino
Darnold
was-
actually was mostly fine outside of the one Bozo Gene interception. But I think Darnold's just gonna have a Bozo Gene interception every game. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
I think Gino played fine. That
He
last
threw
drive was
3
crazy.
picks.
That last drive was crazy.
Oh my god.
What, Miller?
I just almost uttered the dumbest thing possible. I'm looking at the Seahawks stats, and I saw Cody White, and I was gonna say, wait, I thought he played for the Bulls.
Oh no.
I did not know there was an NFL player named Cody White.
There is.
Who are you?
There is.
Well, just like Kobe, your name is not a good descriptor.
True. Kobe Bryant,
gets
they
some good
moved him to
plays.
safety, and he's good now. I like it.
He's playing good. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy because it makes my jersey purchase way less stupid with every good game he has.
Yeah, Puka got ejected, but they still. managed to
What
pull
did he
through 'cause
do?
He
punched somebody.
punched a guy
Why?
because he's a bitch.
He caught a pass, got hit in a way he didn't like, stood up and just whacked
Decked
the
the
guy.
dude in his helmet. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
no, he did the
He
win.
yes.
he certainly should have gotten ejected.
Yes.
But
This one was definitely 100% valid.
Tough.
Matthew
speaking
Stafford
of-
really good at football.
Yes.
I'm gonna just say that every week for some reason.
Who would have thunk it?
I don't know. I still think there are people who don't believe it every time I say it.
We don't acknowledge those people.
Fair.
right.
Also,
Also, the Seahawks interior offensive line needs to be shot out of a cannon.
what's that?
They suck.
They
dude.
let Braden Fisk
They
get
suck.
2 sacks, dude.
Miller.
Man,
what would
At
Braden
what
Fisk
point
have
are you going to admit
do?
that Braden might not be
Yeah.
bad? Every week he
What
gets
would- what
multiple
is- what
sacks
is-
and you
what does
complain.
Braden Fisk-
Maybe
Listen,
he's
what does Braden
good.
Fisk- what does
Listen.
Braden Fisk have to do to change your mind? Like
Learn
I
how to
don't- I
shut a
don't get
block.
it.
Apparently he's doing that.
Stunts. Listen, if this is one of my opinions I felt really strongly about. If you think I haven't watched every snap Braden Fisk has taken this year, you're out of your mind. I have been watching the fuck out of Braden Fisk film, waiting for him to move me with a shed. It's not happening. I will say, to the Rams' credit, the pick was better than I thought it would be because they know how to use his skill set. Braden Fisk is a very particular player where his athleticism is off the charts, and you can utilize that to make quarterbacks uncomfortable. And that is what they are doing. However, I do not believe that is a sustainable way for a player to play for an entire career. And I will not say that Braden Fisk is good until I'm shown that he can do this for more than a year.
If you keep Kobe Turner, Byron Young, and Jared Verse on the defensive line with him, might be okay. It might be able to make a
Very
career
well
out of
could be.
that.
If that works, then I will 100% admit I was wrong. I will say I was too hard on the Rams for the pick because they clearly had a vision that I did not.
Yeah.
I did not think what Florida State was doing, where they would just stunt every play, was feasible in the NFL, but apparently it is.
Hey,
Shout
man,
out to
fuck
who's
it,
the
we
Rams
ball.
DC now?
Ugh, fuck it, we ball. That's their DC.
Chris Shula. Of course.
Yeah, but shout out to that guy.
It took the grandson of Don Shula
Oh, a
to
Nepo
figure out how
baby.
to
Oh
make
no.
this guy, but he's good at his
Well,
job,
yeah.
so it's not nepotism.
Well, it still is
Okay.
because he wouldn't have got the job without it.
Either way, it took the grandson of Don Shula to make Braden Fisk usable.
All right, Jake, be depressed.
I don't know. Lions are the best team in the NFC. Might be the best team in the league at the current moment. Nothing really looks like they can stop them. So yeah, sure, of course the Packers lost. Also, Jordan Love's not healthy, and the Packers keep doing this thing.
He's
where
also
they say,
still
"You're gonna
kind of a
play
bozo."
anyway. Yeah, but also, I'm not. I mean,
Also-
that pick was bad, but he couldn't move, and part of the reason why he threw the pick in the first place is because his mobility was so much more limited than they thought it was, and he didn't get
Yeah.
enough power behind the throw on like a screen pass. And that's the thing. He's not healthy. He's not okay. It's affecting him a lot. Clearly, yes, Geek. Just say what you're gonna say.
What the fuck happened to Christian Watson?
I don't know.
Did you
I could.
the one deep ball where he like was tracking it and then stopped like it was going to be thrown short and then it flew 10 yards over his head? Like,
It was
is he
anytime
the
after the
dumbest
second quarter, the
receiver
game
of
had
all
already
time?
been turned off in this household.
What?
So yeah, it was anytime after the second quarter, the game was already turned off.
Oh,
So I wouldn't
okay.
know.
Yeah.
But
Christian Watson, dumb, bad at football.
yeah, I mean, not surprised there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Packers defense didn't play as bad as I thought they would. I thought they were gonna get beat by a lot more. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's they're gonna be fine. The offense is good, and as long as Jordan Love is healthy and he's got the bye week to recover now, physically and mentally, I think they're gonna be okay. They're a good team, and that's all that I care about. I'm not really bearing the weight of losing to a team like the Lions too much because
Miller,
everybody but one team they've played has lost to them. So I don't really.
can you tell me who the wide receiver 4 on the Lions is?
It's Tim Patrick, isn't it?
Nope, he would be wide receiver 3. At this moment, J-Mo's still out because of suspension for the 3rd time in 3 years.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Bears legend.
Hold on. It's not Anthony Miller.
Nope.
Certainly not Daz Newsome.
No. No, better name for the Bears.
How recently were they on the Bears?
Oh my
I want to say
goodness,
3 years.
2017?
No, he was more recent than that. My
He
God.
joined the team in 2017.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes.
That's probably my
Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson. Yeah,
He had a catch against the Packers. Ugh.
one catch for 2 yards, baby.
He's
I am
back.
Sound horrendous.
He's back.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
So
Packers are good.
the Lions confuse me because
Everything confuses you, apparently.
well, that's not true. I do use that word.
I
a
know
lot,
you
though.
just say it a lot.
I
Yeah.
do. I use that word a
No.
lot. I should pick a different word. What word should I use instead
Yeah.
of confused? Intrigue. Do you know
Angry.
Amon-Ra St. Brown hasn't dropped a pass and
You should take-
hasn't had an incompletion in 30 targets. The last 30 targets to him have been caught.
Yeah, when you run a bunch of slants, it's gonna happen.
You'd figure somebody would just light him up one time.
They should, especially with how their team.
If
is
the
playing.
Packers had a real safety, maybe he would have an incompletion.
Okay.
I think the last drop, or not true drop, but the last incompletion towards Amon-Ra was against Minnesota. And I'm pretty
I don't
sure
think
it's
that's
because
the case.
Harrison Smith just said hello. But Jared Goff, it's weird. It does concern me for everybody else that the Lions were able to go into Lambeau in the rain and look okay. But I also think that they tricked everybody into looking okay by the fact that the Packers offense didn't show up.
No, Jordan
'Cause-
Love not feeling the greatest, and
Like, they ran the
bunch of
ball,
drop balls.
and then Jared Goff threw 22 passes, and if I recall correctly, not one of them was more than 8 yards down the field. If you let any quarterback dink and dunk you to death that way, they'll look really good. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually as moved by this game, other than the Lions were a dome team who went outside and didn't look like absolute ass. Brian Branch got ejected. Do you feel like he deserved to get ejected? Penalty, obviously. Do you think it
It
was an
wasn't 'cause of this-
ejectable penalty?
It wasn't because of the penalty.
Oh,
Did you?
What did he do?
He double flipped off the entire crowd after. And
after
that's what that's
the
what
penalty or the ejection?
No, that what got him ejected was, I
Oh.
believe, the.
I thought that
double
was
flip off.
after he got ejected.
That's
Might have
pretty
been.
soft of the refs.
Yeah,
Either it might have been after.
even if
what
it was the
happened-
hit, that's still
no.
really soft.
I think it was after. Well, the hit. The hit
It was
happened.
it was
the
a
refs on
penalty. It was
the refs
bad.
on the field. The refs on the field didn't eject him. They called the
Right.
penalty, and then New York said, "Hey, actually, toss him." And so
And
they
I
tossed
don't
him.
think that was a tossable. Like it was helmet to helmet, and he could have gotten out of the way, but it wasn't like the most
It wasn't
intentional thing.
targeting.
No. Well, by the rule, it
Mm.
was because it was helmet to helmet, and he
Yes.
could have moved.
Well,
But it wasn't
yeah,
the
but
like.
I'm-
It wasn't the egregious. I'm trying to kill him. It was just. But maybe it was.
I have the perfect way to sum it up. He's the one player on the Lions that isn't actively trying to hurt people.
Right.
But why are we tossing him? Why
Right.
is Kirby Joseph allowed to play in this league?
He did it again.
Did
it
he?
again?
He held Jordan Love's leg on a sack.
You know, some team that sucks, all of their wide receivers should just band together and like mid play, run straight at him and just jump him.
Or can we just have a team bring out like a bad receiver? Like just bring out your
Could you
wide receiver
imagine-
6 and just have him murder Kirby Joseph.
Later in the season, when like the Jaguars are like 2-10 and they play the Lions, Parker Washington and Gabe Davis just jump him.
Parker Washington, Gabe Davis, and then Josiah DeGuara screams like for Green Bay.
Nice.
But yeah, let's talk about the last of our teams, I guess.
Woo.
Vikings 21, Colts 13.
This game shouldn't have been close. That's what I know.
Before you start, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you pre-ordering a Father's Day gift this year for
What?
Grover Stewart?
No,
He is your father.
he's not. I mean, if
He is
you
your
just
father, dude.
keep being able to punch people in the face and not get penalized, then sure. Sam Darnold has gotten hit in the face now 4 times in a row, and nobody calls. The only reason I care about this one so
Hey.
much. Okay, listen, Grover Stewart hitting him in the
Stewart's
face.
fist clearly went in his mouth.
That's
not a
not.
penalty.
No, it didn't, and no, it's not. But also, here's the thing: on that play, the ref threw the flag for it being a face mask, but then decided, well, he hit his shoulder before he hit him in the face mask, so it was actually okay. And when asked, so does the hitting the quarterback in the head and neck area rule just not exist anymore? Well, I didn't see him do that, so he hit him in the face without hitting him in the head. I don't know how that's possible. Like, actually,
It's
that
part of the
ref
head,
deserves to be
idiot.
publicly executed. Like, actually.
Very simple solution to this problem.
New face masks, white or gold. Because apparently
wasn't gonna say
the
that.
dark
Even
face masks
simpler
makes
solution.
it impossible. So,
Even simpler solution you can do right now. Give Sam Darnold plastic surgery so he doesn't have such a punchable face.
wow.
That's true.
You know what I think it is?
Yeah.
Like, actually, though?
Yeah,
Because this happened a
honestly.
lot with Cuzzo. The hits to the head, like the hands hitting the head thing, not like targeting calls. But the hands hitting the face thing, nobody ever called it for Cuzzo either. I think it's written in the rule book that you can't hit the quarterback in the head unless they play for Minnesota. Then I think it's okay. Except the same thing not cost the Bengals the game tonight, but happened in the Bengals game tonight. Al Michaels called it out. He's like, too many games are ending this way on just
There
some
were, like,
bullshit.
3 different
3 penalties on the final play, and they missed them all.
and not a single one got called.
On the final, the
Womp.
2-point conversion.
Wow.
I know. Miller doesn't believe that we should criticize refs. He believes we should just
No,
take them at their word and go on.
You can criticize refs all you want. I know.
He picked the
I'm saying
Ravens.
womp womp because I know people
Oh,
will
yeah.
be saying like, "Oh, the Bengals lost the game because of this." Like, no, they
No.
lost the game because they let the Ravens come back down 14.
Right.
And
They also
It's,
lost
it's
the
just
game
like when I
because-
talked about the refs in the Vikings-Rams game. That's
Right.
not what cost us the game. It did cost us a chance at the game, and that sucks. But had we not fucked around earlier, it wouldn't have mattered.
Wait,
And we still won this
let's
game, so
play-
it doesn't matter. It's
let's
just
play a
like,
quick
let's
lightning
do the
round
thing.
of
Fuck.
raise your hand if.
Oh,
Raise
no.
your hand if you would have gone for 2 on that play if you're the Bengals.
I'm not giving Lamar a chance in overtime.
Nope.
At least we're on the same page about
Oh,
that.
hey,
Um,
raise your hand if last week you were the Buccaneers and you would have gone for 2 instead of kicking the extra point to not give Mahomes the ball. You know what?
Todd Bowles
So
is not raising his hand.
what? I-
Todd Bowles is not raising his
Oh
hand.
no.
Todd
I
Bowles
think
is sitting on
The
his
one
hand.
issue with that is Todd Bowles being a defensive coach. Defensive coaches and their inability to rip your heart out is really dumb.
They're too conservative.
Yep. Thank you. That was the word I was
Okay.
looking for.
Before we talk about this any further, do you have any further comments on the Vikings game since we're kind of transitioning to the Bucks?
Oh no, I'm gonna.
Accident.
So
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I was gonna say I don't have a comment on the Vikings. I have a comment on the other side.
Oh yes.
Fuck Joe Flacco. Bench his ass tomorrow.
Yeah.
The season's over and Flacco's not playing good football.
Nope.
Let Anthony Richardson ride it out and figure out if he can play football or not.
This is the worst the Colts offense has looked all year.
Yes.
I thought Flacco was supposed to give you. Now, I do understand this was Brian Flores' defense, and that does count for something. But the point of Flacco was that he was supposed to be able to more understand Flores' defense, and he
Yeah.
did not have a clue. If you're going to be out there and be clueless, at least let the guy who has a chance to fuck it, we ball and do something about it.
Right.
Like, I think Anthony Richardson gives them a real chance in that game. Flacco didn't. I know the score says it was a one-possession game. It wasn't. It was never close. Without that without the Vikings literally shooting themselves 3 times, the first Sam Darnold pick, that was Sam Darnold's weekly I'm Sam Darnold moment. He has one every week. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. Then you have the Grover Stewart fumble that there probably should have been a penalty, but there wasn't. So that shoot yourself in the foot twice. Colts score. And then Darnold with another pick. The other one wasn't as bad. It was just like quarterbacks. They do that sometimes. There's levels to interceptions. That one was all right.
Yeah.
The first one, it's like, dude, what the fuck are you even planning here? Kevin O'Connell after the game went up to Anthony Richardson and like had a whole little talk with him. You could tell. Remember last year the Vikings like really tried to move up for Anthony Richardson? You can tell Kevin O'Connell loves him. It's
Well, I mean, how could
great.
you not?
Right. But Kevin O'Connell gave him a little speech, which is cool. Hey, man, the Vikings defense still pretty good. And the Vikings offense. Hey, Justin Jefferson's really good at football.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I will
shocker.
say, to the credit of the Colts with the whole Flacco thing, I understand the thought process behind the move.
And you had to bench
Like,
him
it
for a
makes
week
sense.
because of the thing.
Right. Now, that didn't work. So admit it didn't work. And just ride out the year with Richardson.
Well, it's just weird that Steichen came out and said last week, like so early, that it was like a permanent thing.
It's a permanent move, and we hope AR can start again. It's like, that's weird.
Yeah, like it was
Because
like
they're not going to
least-
start Richardson this week. It will be Flacco.
Like at least when Canales as to Bryce, he wasn't like, yeah, he will not play another snap this season.
It was just this is what's best for us right now. And
Yeah, but Steichen was straight up just like, yeah, Joe Flacco starting the rest of the season, whether you like it or not. Nana boo boo.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Also, it makes me very happy, but Harrison Smith is still good at football.
Yeah.
2 big plays at the end of the game. Also, Jonathan Grenard, I haven't talked about him enough, and nobody has. He's tied for second in pressure rate and total pressures, and is really
That's
good.
crazy.
And I don't know if you saw the picture on the one sack he had of Joe Flacco. Mid-play, his head is turned, and he is staring into the camera smiling like he's Jim from The Office. It was the funniest shit.
It's incredible.
But Jonathan Grenard is cool and way cheaper than Danielle Hunter. I knew that was the Danielle Hunter replacement. I did not expect it to work the way it has, because he's been awesome. And Danielle has been good, but not what he normally is. And he's had other pass rushers in Houston. And then Dallas Turner finally getting some play, which is cool because he hasn't had much. He had one nice pressure. That's about it, though. But he hasn't gotten many snaps this year. I don't think he's cracked the 100 snap mark yet. And it's week 10. So, I mean, Andrew Van Ginkel and Jonathan Grenard are really hard to take off the field, so I get it. But, yeah, I don't know. I need the Vikings to clean it the hell up, but other than that,
Yep.
Hey, a win's a win, and I'll take it. If you can shoot yourself in the foot 3 times and still win the game, I'm cool with it. Like, it sucks, but like, don't do that again. Thanks.
Yeah. That tracks.
yeah, we
Baker.
then on Monday night saw Patrick Mahomes' best game of the season.
It's almost like you give him a receiver and he can be a good quarterback.
DeAndre Hopkins and him lethal. I mean, gonna be a
Oh, dude.
you know, when Rashee Rice is healthy and Sky Moore is healthy and Xavier Worthy, I mean, Xavier Worthy should never play football again after what he did this week. But you know.
That was bad.
But he's
Did
still
you
around.
guys
So
see that they gave
yeah.
him one snap lined up as a fullback?
Xavier
did,
Worthy?
Yes. They threw the ball on the play. It was just an excuse to get him out into space
Yeah.
while also having a tailback on the field. But listen, I love Andy Reid. I think he's a very innovative play caller. He's probably the best offensive mind I have ever seen in my lifetime. If I ever see Xavier Worthy lined up at wide receiver again, I will have a
Nope.
conniption.
You mean fullback, but
Wide
yeah.
receiver again?
If
Really?
I ever see him lined up at fullback again, I will break Andy Reid's kneecaps.
All right.
Okay.
So the thing with the D-Hop move, like we knew it was going to be good. I think many people thought D-Hop had less juice than he does have. Like
Yeah,
D-Hop
he's still really good.
is not
yeah.
just winning at the catch point. D-Hop is winning every route currently. But Mahomes has had deep threats before, but he's never had a deep threat with the hands or the tracking ability of D-Hop. He doesn't miss, dude. There was the one throw that he got to D-Hop where D-Hop gets lit up and it's through two people. No other receiver Mahomes has ever played with is making that catch. It's only D-Hop.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't like Mahomes having a receiver like D-Hop. It's not fair. I don't like it.
No, I mean, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I
Let's
might
be
be the only non-Chiefs fan that is happy about this.
Oh, like
I
I'm
think it's
happy about it
awesome.
because I love
Yeah.
D-Hop. I just maybe I don't know.
We can all be happy about it because we're not in the AFC.
I was
We
gonna say
can
we're not
all-
in the AFC, and also I love seeing how mad people get about Mahomes being good. It's so funny to me, because like I can remember when I was little, and like before I was even like into online stuff, I just had my friends at school. I used to love talking about Tom Brady because it pissed everybody off. You mentioned Tom Brady or the Patriots in any
Dude.
conversation. Why are we talking about him? He's not that good. He's overrated.
One of the most memorable days of my life is going to I don't forget what grade I was in, but going to school the morning after the Deflategate game was one of the absolute top tier moments of my public education experience. Just listen to everybody just be like, "Oh my god!" And like one of my friends was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna strip it away and send the Colts to the Super Bowl." And I was like,
no.
No.
and 8th grade me was like, oh, really? No Patriots Super Bowl?
That would have been so
Did they win
sick
that one?
actually if they did.
won that
Yeah.
No.
I think so. Yeah, they won that one.
That wasn't one
Well,
of the Giants
yeah.
losses? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
because that's
Anyway,
too late for the Giants and too early for Foles.
I'm pretty sure that was the Seahawks here.
Oh,
That
makes sense.
feels too late
I don't
also,
know.
but maybe. I don't know.
Either way, it would have been really
Yeah.
lame if they stripped them of that win because the Patriots would have won that game either way.
Yeah, they would have.
Well,
They didn't really need to
don't
cheat.
cheat
Anyway,
then.
Well, I
Kareem
know that
Hunt
was the
and,
funny part about it. Like they blew them the
yeah,
fuck
right.
out. They didn't need to cheat, but they did.
just for fun. Yeah. Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco are going to be a really fun running back duo when Pacheco's back.
With Carson Steele blocking for him. Carson Steele got multiple reps this week lined up as a traditional fullback lead blocking.
Wonderful. Yes.
We're here. We're seated. We've arrived.
I'm
yeah,
sad.
Buccaneers could not run the football. That was a big part of the reason why they couldn't hang.
Their best run came out of the wing tee.
Yes. Yeah, Mahomes was really
Was it
good.
Sterling
Kelsey was
Shepard
really
that
good.
ran
Hopkins
it out of
was
the
really
wing
good.
tee?
It was Bucky.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, Sterling
Shepard
also had 2 carries,
had 2
so
carries for
Yeah.
some reason.
The one
You're
maybe I don't know. Maybe they
because
ran
Sterling
something else
Shepard
to
is
get
their best
funky.
receiver.
Yeah.
That's
Currently,
an
yeah.
insane thing to
Well,
say.
best receiver. Yeah.
Yes,
I think Kate Allen's their best receiving option.
sure.
But
So do
Sure.
they,
You know
obviously.
how bad it pisses me off to watch Kate Otten get as many targets as he did in this game, and then to watch Cole Kmet get 1 in 2 weeks.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Kate Otten literally is what people have been telling me Cole Kmet is for years, which is fine because it's like an above average tight end, but nothing special. Whereas,
Yeah, but Kate
It's-
Otten doesn't wear
it's so
gloves,
frustrating.
so
sure, I mean, he's got aura. I'll give him that. I love Kate Otten. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge
I
Kate
just-
Otten fan.
man, I wish Bowles would have just trusted Baker to go make a play.
Yeah.
I feel like that loss is easier to live with if you don't. watching Baker when the coin toss happened and they say the Chiefs win and him just going, they want to go that way. We lost. He knew.
Yeah.
Can we just get college overtime rules, please? Like, actually?
I like traditional overtime rules.
College overtime rules do the same thing, but it doesn't automatically let you win by being the team who gets the ball first.
Okay, well, here's a suggestion.
College overtime
Right,
rules
hear
actually
me
make
out.
defense more
I know
important.
this
The
is
first
crazy.
defense that wins the
I
game.
know this is crazy, but if you're the team that doesn't win the coin toss, maybe just get a stop. How about that? Maybe just don't let them into the end zone. Pretty simple. I mean, listen, against Mahomes, I get it, but against most teams,
No, I think against
maybe just
anybody.
get a stop.
You're so
Maybe
late into
just
the
get a
game, your
stop.
defense is that dead tired. Offenses aren't tired. They don't do shit.
If your offense isn't tired, you're not playing football.
90% of your offense doesn't play every snap. Defenses play every snap.
Soft league.
Soft league.
But I think college overtime is better because then it rewards the team whose defense actually does something. You're literally asking for the defense to win you the game if you go college overtime.
I don't know. I've never had a
Roasted.
problem with the normal overtime rules.
I hate it. I don't understand why one
I
team
hate
gets
the
to possess the ball.
new playoff overtime rules. I think they're stupid.
Because that
convoluted.
doesn't do anything. That just
It's the same
force
thing with extra steps.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to change it, change it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to change the rule, make it a real rule change and do it differently. Don't just add an extra 2 drives just for the fuck of it. Ugh.
See,
Sorry.
the
Let's
NFL
not-
doesn't care about that. They just want more Mahomes versus Allen.
Yes.
So do college overtime. Just watch
No.
those two throw touchdowns for 8 hours. 8 hours of
That's what
commercial-free
would happen
touchdowns.
too. That's
Yeah.
literally what would happen. The first notable playoff game they go up against each other.
And it would be just like that game where they couldn't be stopped all day, and now they can't be stopped again.
We're gonna see Carson Wentz come in halfway through to give Mahomes a breather, and he'll come back out.
Yep. Dude.
Trubisky gets a couple reps.
All right, we gotta make some picks because we are more than
Yeah.
2 hours in. It's
Play
sick.
overtime.
All right.
Miller and Geek picked the Ravens. I picked the Bengals.
Yeah.
Should have been. I should be the winner here, but unfortunately, NFL refs suck.
Well, maybe if
Um,
the overtime
womp
rules were
womp.
different, the Bengals don't go for 2 there.
The Germany game.
Oh god.
Yes. World War II repercussions.
Yes.
Giants Panthers.
I'm taking the
give me-
Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Give me Bracey boy.
Bryce has life.
Um,
Unless I will put a caveat, unless the Giants come out exclusively in the wing tee.
No, they'll
Which
still
will not
lose
happen,
because
so I'll
it's
be taking
Daniel
the-
Jones. Even if they did, it's still Daniel Jones. He'll fuck it up.
Now, I don't know. I think the wing tee would actually be really good for Daniel Jones because it's just running the ball all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
And, like, very
tackles
little as
himself
the
most of the
quarterback.
time.
Yeah, fair.
Sure.
I got
The May Williams Bowl, Patriots Bears. Hate to say it, but I'm taking the Bears.
I am taking the Bears.
I
as
am
well
taking
also.
the Bears. If they lose this game, execute them all.
Can't argue with that. Except for Cole. Let Cole live.
Well, I wasn't meaning the players, but I guess I was meaning the coaches, the front office, the owners, anyone in a position of making a single decision for that team, execute them all.
49ers Buccaneers. Give me the Niners.
Give me the Niners also.
I'm taking the Bucks. I have a feeling.
I get a good feeling. Yeah.
I hope it's a good one, but I don't know. I also made that decision before I saw CMC's gonna play, so this could be a mistake pick.
Joinkies.
But
Yeah, the
I
Chiefs-
I stand
Chiefs,
by what I clicked. So
Chiefs look to go 9-0 against the Broncos,
and they're
they
gonna
will.
succeed because they're at home.
Give me the Chiefs. Miller.
What? Oh yeah,
What
I
do you
said the
pick
Chiefs.
for-
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
What?
Bills Colts. Give me the Bills.
Give me the
Yeah,
Bills.
give me the Bills.
Steelers Commanders. Give me the Commies.
Give me the Steelers.
Give me the commies. You're a weirdo.
I got faith
mean-
in that defense.
You shouldn't. I have faith in that defense that looks good against bad offenses.
Vikings, Jaguars.
I'm taking the Vikings. You guys are going to be
What about the
dumb, but
I'll take the Vikings.
Are you taking Jake? Ah.
This means the Jaguars are gonna win.
No, it doesn't.
Hopefully.
We all picked
Hopefully.
the Vikings last week.
Yeah, but they played like a kind of formidable opponent. It seemed at the time.
Yes.
What
Falcons,
team have they
Saints.
lost to that isn't a formidable opponent?
I'm just saying, like, it's not the same situation. We picked them all to win against a bad team, therefore trap game.
No, that's not how that works.
It is in
Doug
my head.
Peterson's getting fired.
Give me the
Falcons.
Yes, Falcons.
Yeah, Peterson's getting fired, especially after what he said today.
What did he say today?
God.
They said, "Hey, what do you think Sam Darnold has improved on, and why is he such a good quarterback right now?" And he just stood there for a couple seconds, and he said, "Justin Jefferson." And then he points to the reporter and goes, "You were thinking it." And, and then,
You know what?
and
No,
then he,
no.
and then he goes on to say some cheesy BS about how Sam's always been a solid quarterback and everything. But initially he was just like, "Hey, you know what? You were thinking it, buddy. I know
No.
what you would think."
I
I'm
kinda
switching my pick
respect
to the
it.
Jaguars just for that. Switch my pick to the Jaguars. Just based off
Because
that.
you know Sam Darnold's going to go throw for 400 and 4
Yes.
touchdowns now?
But I want to commit to the bit.
That's fair. Sam Darnold's about to belt to ass the Jaguars
Which
defense,
is
though.
the funniest thing I've ever
You
heard.
can't.
For-
Why would you give your opponent actual whiteboard material? You
for
moron.
him to go, you were thinking it
You
is the
were
funniest thing I've ever heard.
So, what are the odds the first play is just a deep shot to JJ? What are the odds?
0. It's just someone else.
Honestly,
A deep
Speedy
shot to,
Naylor
like-
right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speedy
what about
Naylor
Speedy,
slot fade.
motherfucker?
The first play of the game is a designed QB run for Sam Darnold. Where he takes it 70 yards
Dude,
to the house.
I could see it. Sam Darnold's been weirdly good running the football this year. He also knows how to slide, which is new for me as a
Actually, no.
Vikings fan,
First-
seeing a quarterback who can slide.
First play of the game is a designed QB run directly at Doug Peterson.
No.
He just bull rushes
Oh
him.
my God, it's an out route for JJ right at Doug Peterson, where JJ's just not going to catch it, and the ball's just going to clock Peterson. I could see it.
Anyway, who would take the
Ah.
Falcons saying?
The Falcons.
Falcons.
Okay. Falcons. Titans, Chargers.
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 Chargers sweep it to him, yeah. This is a week where we're all gonna feel pretty similar.
Yeah.
Jets, Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals.
Give me the
Taking the
Cardinals.
Jets.
Whoa!
Whoa, picking against the
Aaron Rodgers
Bush.
fan.
Wow.
No, I
picking
just think
against
Aaron
Bush.
Rodgers against a weaker defense.
Is it
Okay,
though?
I'm on that.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, the Jets' offensive line has the same issues the Bears' O-line did. The Cardinals kind of ate that O-line alive.
I don't think it's as bad as the Bears O-line.
Tomato.
Eagles, Cowboys. NFC East battles.
Eagles.
The Eagles.
Saquon, 200 yards.
280.
Well, rushing and receiving 250. Just rushing 200.
We got a really good one on Sunday night. Lions, Texans. Maybe not a really good one because Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs are
No,
both out,
Nico
but-
might play.
Okay, maybe if Nico Collins plays, it'll be a really good one.
And
I'm
I'm
taking the
banking on
Lions.
that because I'm taking the Texans.
I'm going to take the Lions because I know Jake's ahead of us, so I want to either live by or die by him because
See, and I want to
Numbers.
either fight my way back or end myself.
And then finally Monday night, stinker on Monday night, Dolphins Rams.
Rams by 50.
Rams.
I'm taking the Fins there.
Insane.
Cheap.
I mean, hey, it's a free W for us, though.
Mm.
We're going to
I would
watch,
kill
like,
two.
Matthew Stafford get hurt in the first play. Not like a real injury, but like turf toe.
He gonna get it. He gonna hang now.
Right? Something really stupid, and they're just gonna hold him out for the game, and the Dolphins will win 6-3.
Yeah.
Real ball hours.
I still lead the picks
Wait,
leaderboard.
what is the board
man.
at?
I haven't calculated week 9 yet, so I can't tell you.
I think I can tell
But
you where
when I
I'm
do,
sitting.
I'll post it. But
The website I use keeps track.
first place team in our fantasy league is redacted.
I'm 84 and
Um,
55.
Okay, cool.
That's what I know. I went like whatever 13. I only had 2 games wrong last week.
Yeah.
It was a good week.
So yeah, running out of fantasy again. First place team is redacted. Second place team is redacted. Third place
What
team.
did second place do?
Second place is Grayson.
Oh,
First place is redacted still.
do we not? Okay,
Um,
you know what? That's fair. I was gonna say, do we not know fantasy ball? And I think that's just true. We know real
Yeah,
ball, and that's why we're bad at fantasy.
Miller and Geek are 6-3, and I'm 5-4. We're numbers 4, 5, and 6 in the league.
It's almost
I
like
thought
just
I was
picking good.
3.
What?
Not
I thought I
anymore.
was 3.
Who's 3?
I said I
No,
thought
you're not
I
3.
was 3. I
No,
haven't
you're below.
checked
You're
since
below
last week.
Miller. Sorry, you're below Geek at this point.
Damn,
Really?
how'd that happen?
Yeah.
What
More points
happened
scored.
was, I don't know. I won a game.
Oh wow.
That's the only tiebreaker that Sleeper uses is points 4. So
Word.
there's no head-to-head tiebreakers or anything.
Well, I'm
so-
projected to blow out my matchup this week, so we.
I think
move.
I'm projected to get blown out.
I'm projected to.
You're gonna lose to Grayson, dude.
I'm projected to
Well,
beat Cass.
Nobody's
God.
played for my team yet, but he did have a good Thursday night, let me tell you. You know, maybe
In a
I
league-
shouldn't have Lil Jordan.
league
Oh God.
against in a league against an opponent that has her lineup is completely set. I have a 98% chance to win because Jamar Chase scored 55 fantasy points.
So, hey
Yes.
guys,
What is Jamar Chase in our league?
would you rather start Lil Jordan Humphrey,
Grayson.
Curtis Samuel, or Jalen Naylor?
Curtis Samuel.
Curtis
Geek, I
Samuel
forgot
has
the
had
scoring.
one catch this year.
Curtis Samuel.
I think I'm starting
just wanna
Speedy
say-
because Lil Jordan Humphrey keeps ruining my life.
Geeks Dynasty League is one that I'm not having a great time in, and I played Jake.
I'm
in it,
having a
who's
great time in that
undefeated.
one.
I forgot that you like changed the scoring to make it insane.
A little
Jamar
bit.
Chase had 89.4
What?
points.
What
Do
did I
I-
do
do I
that
have
made it
Jamar Chase?
insane?
Yes.
I do. I haven't
And
Wait.
Jamar
Geek
and
Dynasty.
Henry.
Wait, oh
Geek,
God.
what's wrong with you?
I don't
Why did
think
you
I
have-
did that.
I'd also
How did
like to
you-
point out
How
I have
how did
just
you- How did we have a
on my
scoring
team.
system that gave him 34 more points than
I don't know,
standard
it's-
PPR?
I mean, it's full PPR. I know that.
I
Do
just,
you have
real
like
quick.
special like
Oh,
certain
yeah, I
distance
have
catches?
special ones based on like the distance of the catch. So because
he
they're
had 250+ touchdowns.
250 plus
Yeah.
and then 2 receptions over 20. So 20 to 29 has its own score. Over 40
Oh.
has its own score. And then 40 plus
Interesting.
yard touchdowns have their own score. And 40 plus,
so I'm just
50
going
plus
to-
yard touchdowns.
So I'm just going to pummel Miller into the ground.
Maybe
Well,
not.
Well, I don't know, because I have Justin Matabuike or Namdi Matabuike on my team, excuse me. How many points do you think he had for his 3-sack performance?
3 sacks, a
40.
forced fumble, 5 tackles, 3 QB hits.
Yeah,
You
how
got to
many
include the
points do you
forced
think?
fumble.
55?
36.
Oh.
36.
So
Let's
he has
go
a chance.
for a single player.
So far, Jake thinks Drake London's going to play. So
I gotta pick my lineup in that one.
Shh,
But, yeah.
Don't tell him.
I look at all my fantasy leagues, bro. I'm a demon.
So I just want to say before we run off, can I close this out with a quote here?
sure.
Yeah, go for it.
So,
Wait, do you want to close the show? Because I could do the outro and then you say it.
well, I mean, it'll close with
Bye.
geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like, do you want yours to be the last real thing said?
I don't
you.
care.
Okay, go ahead then.
Okay. So Cole Kmet was asked this week, about getting no targets in the Cardinals game. And Cole Kmet said, and I quote, "I live by a saying. Those who complain about how the ball bounces tend to fumble it when it comes their way." That's kind of what I always tell myself. I'm always looking at things on tape that I can get better at, what ways I can get more open and things of that nature. That is more accountability and more like responsibility than any individual in the Bears front office and the Bears coaching staff has shown in the 12-ish years I've been following this football team. And it came from a star player who got no targets because nothing was game planned for him.
Solid.
He's
We should
taking
all be more
accountability
like
for
Cole
shit that
Kmet.
isn't even his fault.
Yes.
But Matt
Should all be
Eberflus, when
more
asked
like
why
Cole
we
Kmet.
lost to the Commanders, said, "Well, I don't think we executed well. I think the players need to execute better. Maybe you need to be executed." Think about that.
And with that, we want to thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Run the North podcast. If you did
Wait.
enjoy the episode and you what? Oh, he hasn't done it
Nothing.
yet. Oh, I'm so tired.
It's
It's
empty.
not nothing.
Is it?
It is
sports
something that I
related?
mentioned early on. It's not sports related.
Oh, is it the paperclip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The paperclip.
Let's go, paperclip. He was
Jake's
using
Hockey
it for his
Corner.
costume.
Macklin
Yeah.
Celebrini is really, really, really good, but the Sharks are really, really, really bad, and they lost to the Wild today.
Let's go. And the Wild are
um,
really, really mid, like always.
Always. But we want to thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Run the Podcast. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We don't want to get passed by Grayson. And yeah, if you're on Spotify, give us a rate, give us a review. You can subscribe to podcasts on Spotify now, so maybe do that if you're listening on Spotify, and maybe give us a follow as well. I think that's all we got. Again, thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.